some trouble, I just might wanna get into. Pull up and so girl, you know I don't do it so. Limes and tequila, can't forget the reefer. Always call my phone, but say nothing when I see ya. Limes and tequila, can't forget the reefer. Always call my phone, but say nothing when I see ya.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Hump Day. It is October the 22nd. Welcome to the Betting News Network. This is the All Sauce team. Excited to have you guys with us. Kicking it on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. That's Vsauce. That's just Suck. My name's Sweatpants Jesus. Stoked to have you guys here. Ready to rock and roll and jump in and talk all about this glorious NBA slate we have in front of us today, boys. 12 games. We are going to dive into each individual one. We've got an hour and a half with you guys live talking through this beautiful slate in front of us. But gentlemen, happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. The NBA is back. The vibes are high. How we doing?
Dude, so good. What a way to start the fucking season. We got a double OT game on ring night, on banner night, right? Then we have the number 1 and number 2 seeds right there. Then on the other side in Hollywood, Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, 40-point game, 39 from Alperen Şengün.
We're
Boys,
so back.
What is it? Cinema? Right? That's the word. Cinema.
Honestly,
Absolutely.
I'm more excited for today with all these games. A lot of guys that we're excited to see play for the first time in new places or play for the first time in the NBA, dude. I'm just so absolutely glad that the NBA is back. It was dope that we got the NFL. I love the NFL. I like betting the NFL, but it's just different on the hardwood.
Can we give a special shout out to the NBC cast? Because that was fucking, I don't know if you got it, sir, but like it was money, absolute fucking money. They focused on the hoops. They focused on the team. They focused on like the relationships in OKC between this young band of brothers that just won a championship. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like this is the kind of stuff we want to see, not who's going to win the MVP
Did
this
you guys
year.
see the Jordan stuff?
Yeah, the Jordan
Saw the
review,
Jordan stuff.
absolute fantastic, absolutely great.
Kamika's only takeaway was he looks rough.
Yeah, well, I mean, years of cocaine and strippers will do that to you, you know?
Absolutely. Let's go, Danny. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys for tuning in with us across all the platforms. If you're watching us on X, we appreciate you. But come and hang out with us on Twitch or YouTube. The chat gets very vibrant. The big vibes. We appreciate you guys kicking it with us to talk basketball today. Good morning, Church Dev. Appreciate you, big dog. From the down under, mate. How we doing? Ready to rock and roll. I thought the NBC coverage last night was 10 out of 10. Absolutely. First of all, Mike Tirico, I love Mike Tirico. So he was awesome when I listened to basketball coverage. The other part of it too, though, boys, in that first game, I really, really thought that, and I mean, we talked about this last season with Richard Jefferson and, those, I just didn't like that way that his voice sounds and how he covered the game. Dude, Jamal Crawford knocked it out of the fucking park. He sounded right at home. I mean, he was awesome. I liked Reggie Miller, obviously, too. And the Tirico, those three guys had a great rapport right off the jump. And the game itself was cinema, too. So it kind of just lived up to the expectations. And we talked about it yesterday. We hit a lot of bets yesterday. And chat, I got to get it queued up because we banged yesterday. The first day of the pull-up. First game.
It's good. Wins the game at the buzzer.
We didn't even need to wait. Didn't even need
plus
to
900 too. You know what I mean? It felt nice, boys. The bankroll is feeling nice and juiced up for day 2 of the NBA.
100%.
We got a huge slate we're going to talk about today. We are going to go game by game with you guys. If this is your first time tuning in with us, if you weren't here last year, we're about to have some fun. We're going to get into every game, give you guys our favorite plays, talk some analysis. As always, drop what you guys like in the chat. We do have an hour and a half, an hour and 20 now. I got a couple more things I want to say about the game. From let's go, Crazy Fella. Vibes are high. Well, we've got another show following us. We normally go later on Wednesdays, but this is our new time slot on Wednesday on Hump Day to get you guys ready for basketball. But directly following us, our brand new show to the program, Expected Bets 4, will be live with those lads if you want to bet some hockey. So stick around. We got 2.5 hours of content right here on the Betting News Network rolling with you guys.
Those lads are kind of like the mirror hockey image of us, I feel like.
Straight up.
You got Betsky, you got Franco, you got Gator. Them boys are like
they go
deep in the
deep.
hockey lab. Gator, come on. Like, you want Gator's hockey bets.
Gator don't play.
Gator don't play.
Franco's sharp. They're all sharp with it, man.
Oh,
a little bit of a different vibe than Puckett, too, so different angles. So it'll be fun to get involved with the hockey love. But we got an hour and a half of basketball in front of us right now. One takeaway from yesterday. He don't play that shit, man. One takeaway from yesterday. I'll kick us off. And I said this going into the game. We talked about it some. We talked about it over the summer, and we saw it on full display last night, even though the Rockets didn't get the job done. Alperen Sengun is here, boys. We saw Alpi is about to take over the fucking league, man. He is 5 3-pointers yesterday. We talked about his 3-point shooting, efficient scoring. I know you were a little bit concerned just based on the inefficiency we saw from him last year. There was moments yesterday, boys, where KD was deferring to Alpi, saying, no. Here you go, big dog. Just go cook him. Because, we said this going into the game yesterday, they had no one that could guard him. They had no one that could check him. And I think it's going to become a trend throughout the whole league. I can't think of 4 or 5 defenders across. Maybe there's 3 or 4 guys that can check him one-on-one, and that's going to be a big problem for teams in the Rockets and when they face the Rockets.
I know everyone's kind of pissed off at KD right now because he sold a lot of our slips last night. But can we talk about how much of an immediate influence he's already had on Alperen? Like, not to give him all the credit, but there were a couple moves last night that we saw Alpi make that is vintage KD, right? Hand in the cookie jar, you coming out with that and one jumper, right? Every single time. He's more than comfortable putting the ball down on the ground. The one where he tied the game with his left hand, boys, on the other side of the rim, coming in from the right side. Everything he was doing, the offensive rebounding, finishing strong at the hoop. I just, people don't want to talk about it, but KD has a positive influence on his teammates, whether it's just the kind of skill that he brings to the table. He does. He always
he did last night. We'll see. I don't know if you guys saw my post, but KD has horrific body language with his teammates, and I don't know if that's gonna be something that these guys are gonna put up with forever.
I saw that post, but I will say too, the other guy you were talking about, Aaron Rodgers, every single teammate that he's had has had nothing but glowing things to say about that guy. Every single team, every single one, even his relationship with Jordan Love. He was actively making a point in it. The story just came out this week to make Jordan Love speak up at their QB meetings because he, as a rookie, was not speaking up and nobody was asking him questions.
We got to Jordan Love somehow.
Let's
bring it back to Alpi. There's one point that honestly, we've the 3 of us have felt like Alpi's been here for a full calendar year. We believed in him since last year.
2 seasons, man.
SPJ was very much in confidence of shooting to come to fruition. Love to see the confidence that he was taking all those threes with, and his volume went down in the second half because he was kind of taking what they were giving him. But boys, the thing that I was actually really impressed with too, and people aren't talking about it enough, is he was 10 and 11 from the line. This is a dude that's sub 70% for his career from the line, goes 10 of 11, misses just that one clutch one in at the end of the game, and you know he wanted that one bad. You saw his face after, but yeah, I agree with you, SPJ. He's definitely here in a new stratosphere.
And he's 23, boys. That's the part of it too. He's still got room to develop. This whole roster does too. Obviously, the Thunder ended up getting the job done in double overtime. Looked like champions in lots of aspects. Chet kind of carried the load early, and then SGA closed it out late.
Wait, can we give him a nickname? The Turkish Delight? Come on now. What are we waiting for? No more baby Jokic. He's a different player.
He's a different animal. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of Jokic-esque things that he was. I mean, because what was the one thing that Jokic couldn't do about 3 or 4 seasons ago? He couldn't really shoot threes, shoot from deep. Like, you could kind of lay off of him, right? And then as soon as he started making those, grandma fucking 3-pointers, like, oh, okay, now we can't guard him ever. Alperen Sengun's doing the same stuff now, boys. So that was the biggest takeaway from me. Thunder were the Thunder. They shot like shit from 3, and they still got the job because their defense is elite. Anything else we want to say about that one before we talk briefly about LA and then get into today?
Yeah, shout out to the Thunder. How many teams would just be like, fuck it, whatever?
Yeah, and I also think that last bucket there where he got KD up in the air, like you got the ghost of OKC past versus the ghost of OKC's future and present. The guy who raised the banner versus the guy who couldn't raise a banner. And the last bucket, the game-winning bucket, comes down to what? 1-on-1. Not only does he get the get the foul call and get to the line and take the lead, but he gets their best isolation option out of the game. I thought that was insane. 6th foul, KD's done, and now they're hucking it with the Jabari Smith Jr.
He's on
Skates. I do think, though, which was awesome to see as the first game of the season, that might be a Western Conference Finals preview. No lie. Like, that could legitimately be a Western Conference Finals preview, and it would be a slobber knocker in April or June.
Imagine 7. I mean, they were 1 and 2 seeds last year. The Rockets, realistically, outside of Steph's performance in that first round, I mean, they might have been in that conference finals last year.
Yeah, it straight up did. It did. And then let's turn the page.
As does the second game.
I was about to say, yeah, let's talk about the second game a little bit. It did feel like a little bit. Luka was incredible. Luka was unguardable in this game. He looked so good. But again, the shooting from the Lakers was inefficient, and they could not knock down shots, which has been a problem for this team for many seasons, even when LeBron was only there by himself. Now we're going to get to see the new iteration. I saw a stat that was Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic accounted for or assisted on about, it was something ridiculous, like 97 of their 100 and something points. Like, it was crazy. Mm-hmm. That's not a recipe for winning unless you you can't have Luka drop 45 and almost have a triple double and lose by almost 10 plus to the Warriors. But shout out the Warriors. I thought they looked pretty good in an opening day. Jimmy Butler looked healthy. And if this team stays healthy, they'll compete in the West.
That's what was the most interesting thing to me right there, is that Jimmy Butler, 31 points, his aggressiveness on the offensive end, the fact that he was going at players. And like I said, that's what I wanted to see from a guy like Jimmy. I want to see, is he going to bring that to the table here in Golden State, or is he going to be doing the same 17, 5, and 5 kind of stuff he was doing in Miami? And I hope that
speaking of aggressive, V, you just want to mention this?
Yeah, you want to talk about? He's been bitching about this for about 24 hours, chat. So I thought this would send him.
I am in so much piss. The dude looks horrendous. He is matched up against Jackson Hayes and fucking Jared Vanderbilt, and he is throwing up fadeaways from outside, and then he takes a hook shot, and it barely grazes the front of the rim. What are we doing? He puts his hand up and he's as tall as the rim. What are we really doing? The Lakers need a center, boys. The Lakers need a center. The Lakers need a lot, actually.
I'm really sad that I can't remember who posted this, but I saw this actually 2 years ago, last year, when he was still on Portland, that Ayton's blocks per minute rate is one of the lowest ever for a 7-footer. And I forget which writer it was just explaining that, like, dude, even as a center, like, you're just that big. You should have a level of aggressiveness on the defensive end that even if you need to get your block rate up, your foul rate can go up. But like, Ayton has a low block rate and a low foul rate, so he's just out there kind of doing cardio sometimes.
If you could combine DeAndre Ayton's shooting ability, because we can all agree that he's very good from the elbow and like the mid range, like he can make nice touch around the rim. If you combine that with Jackson Hayes' ability to get up there and yam on him and his defensive ability, you'd have the perfect center for the Lakers.
Unfortunately, right? All three of the Lakers big men into one big man, you'd have a big man.
It'd be great. But unfortunately, you can't do that. Because, I mean, when Luka's out there with Jackson Hayes on that pick and roll and he's up there yamming and catching those lobs, like, that's the type of center that Luka Doncic does really well with. But you also need the type of player that can step back and make some shots. So
he went from Gafford and Lively to these three.
As a center, not being able to thrive with Luka Doncic has to be such an indicator of just a dog shit hooper, man. Like, come on.
As somebody who had Luka's triple-double and, I mean, at his PRA, which was free, which also he cashed our parlay, which shout out Luka. But his triple-double should have hit, too. He had 9 assists. And
did you look at the potentials yet, or have you not had the
I don't want to hate myself.
Now we're fully back. Potential.
It's gotta be 17,
I got assist props for days today. We're about to get into it.
But last point before we jump into the slate, boys, can we just agree Laravia is probably the best forward outside of Rui and Vandy and LeBron? Like, come on, he's the best.
No, he's better than Vandy. Vandy is not a basketball player.
Misspoke. Better than them.
Better than Vandy. Yeah, I think that Laravia is going to end up cutting into Rui minutes too. I know JJ likes Rui's defensive prowess and also his ability on the court with his length and everything like that. But I do think Laravia is going to be a positive cog for this machine as we move forward through the Lakers season.
Wasn't this the same draft as Luka and Trey?
Yeah, this is the same draft as Marvin Bagley, number 2. So, like, there's a lot that year that was going on. Something in the water for sure.
I remember like yelling at V and being like, the fact that Luka is not a consensus first overall pick is the most aggravating thing I've ever had in basketball ever happened to me. I could not understand how a 17-year-old MVP against 35-year-olds was all of a sudden not as good as dudes that were beaten up on 25-year-old State Farm agents and the NCAA.
That was
good vibration.
I remember that. And then when he got traded, Sook was even more like, what the fuck is going on?
Facts. All right. 2 incredible games last night to get the vibes moving. The NBA is back. We're going to talk about every game tonight as there are 12 of them in front of us this evening. So we're going to go game by game with you guys. Drop your favorite plays as we get there. But before we do that, one more reminder. We hit our parlay yesterday, the Saucy Four smacked, which we will cook another one at the end of the show. But in honor of us hitting our first parlay, we will be doing a giveaway today. So stick around for the rest of the show. At the end of the show, before we pass it off to Expected Bets 4, we will be doing a giveaway of a swag pack, which you'll get a hat, you'll get a koozie, and you'll get a sticker from the Betting News store all in one. So you get a chance to win that a little bit later. All you got to do is be with us on Twitch. If you're watching us on X or on YouTube, thanks. Keep watching us, but you will not be entered in the giveaway. Twitch.tv/betting news. Come hang out with us. It's free to watch, and that is how you enter to win the giveaway.
And make sure you're dropping comments and staying active in chat. Otherwise, Twitch will think you are a bot.
Yes, they will. They will literally say bye-bye. Castle and flag lay is needed, indeed. All right, boys, shall we dip, dodge, dive, dip and dodge and dive? All right, let's get it. Let's go. Start with game number 1 on the docket. Vsauce and Sook's favorite place to talk about. Let's go to the Garden. Let's go to Newton, taking on the Knicks, taking on the Cavaliers in the Garden, in the OG Garden. The New York Knicks +2, +1.5 in places now, -1.5, -2, depending on where you're shopping. Over-under is set at 228 flat. We have obviously possibly no Cat in this game, who is doubtful. I don't know if he's for sure been ruled out so far. Got Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell playing in this game. Starting lineups not necessarily confirmed as of right now. Darius Garland out with that toe surgery, so he's going to be out for a little while as well. OG Anunoby, also a game-time decision. What are you kind of thinking about this game, boys? I didn't find anything I loved. Two obviously powerhouses in the East that are going to go head-to-head to start the season. What are some thoughts?
A couple of things. One, I think I saw one of the beat reporters for the New York Knicks kind of tweeted that even though Cat was downgraded to doubtful, he is looking to play tonight in the home opener. So I do think that maybe he sees the court regardless if he plays or not. I don't know how much of an impact he's going to have if he truly is that much of a game time decision. But this isn't a side I'm looking at anyways. I'm not looking at the Knicks. I'm looking at the Cavaliers side. This line is kind of sus to me, the -2. I think the Cavaliers are a significantly better team, especially with guys like Mitchell Robinson out of the lineup, Josh Hart out of the lineup, and things like that. I'm looking at Evan Mobley, though. To start off the season, over 17.5 points at -120. This is a kid who has gotten so much better every single year. He went from averaging 15 points per game to averaging almost 18.6 points per game last year. He shot 57% from the field. And not only that, but he added the three-point game to his repertoire. He went from averaging maybe 1.3, 1.4 three-point attempts per game to 3.7. And his shooting percentage did not drop off. 37% from beyond the arc. And I think it gets even better this year. Lastly, the thing I am most excited about Evan Mobley this year is the addition of Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball is one of the realest, truest OG point guards in this league. And if he is able to maintain his health for even a 65-game span, I think Mobley has a lot to benefit from this. He is a guy that loves to hit his big man in transition. The pick and pop is always going to be there, and he will fit the ball into the tightest of spots. It's all about getting your big man in places to succeed, and that's what he does. That's also why I'm on the Lonzo over 3.5 assist prop at -105 in this game. I like both those guys on the Cleveland side of the ball, and that's kind of really all I'm rolling with this. I'm kind of maybe getting on the window on the -2, but Sook, does this line make sense to you?
No, I don't know why. I kind of agree with Austin. I see Cleveland kind of rolling here. I think that Cleveland is angry about how their season ended last year. I'm pretty sure if you go check, they still had by far the best offensive rating out of the entire playoffs and still lost to the Pacers. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm interested to see in this game, and this might be something that Trizzy taught me. Sometimes there's games, fights, matchups that you just sit there, watch, internalize, take some notes, learn some lessons. There's one guy I really want to bet on, though, and I'm not seeing him on my book, and the books that I'm seeing him on is pretty juiced. Jordan Clarkson, I think he's a dark horse for 6th man of the year. This guy loves buckets. I know when SPJ was betting on Collier last year, he kind of tapped into some Jordan Clarkson threes when he was watching those games as well. Jordan Clarkson's never seen a shot he doesn't want to take. And they brought him here because they need extra scoring. So I'm very interested to see if Jordan Clarkson is someone I'm going to bet. But something that's not an official play for me, but something I might tap in later with some parlays is both the turnovers for Brunson and Donovan Mitchell. Both lines are very low for both players, and both players have hit these turnover lines very consistently. The 2.5 for both players. Brunson has hit in 6 straight at home, and Donovan Mitchell has hit in 8 of 9, but those are dating back to last season. So I thought those were good shouts, but nothing serious in this one.
I have lines for Clarkson. I'm looking at him right now. He is also expected to start for the Knicks tonight. So there's a couple things to add into you as well. His points line took 11.5 for plus money. His PRA line, if you're feeling frisky, is 18.5. His 3-point line is 1.5 for minus 115.
His 3-point line is 1.5 for minus 115.
Indeed.
Against the Cavaliers defense that gave up a shit ton of wide open threes last year, that haven't really gotten that much better on the perimeter. And then especially if he sees time against that second squad, this is what I have here too. I was thinking, I mean, it's him versus a bunch of jump shooters. That's that second squad for the Cavaliers, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? The Sam Merrills of the world.
Mm-hmm. So there's some information for you there. I'm kind of with you, man. I don't like this game from a betting perspective. I kind of just want to watch and see how both of these teams come out and play in this game. And this is a good reminder for everybody, chat. I know that there's a lot of games on the docket tonight. It's the first game of the season, so you don't have to bet every single game. I know you guys probably just want to spray the board, and trust me, we all have a lot of bets for you guys today. But there's not a problem, especially with these teams that have playoff aspirations, especially with new pieces fitting in. It's okay to just kind of, as you said, just digest it, watch the game, enjoy it, see what you find, and see what happens, and kind of just take it all in.
Like in that Rockets game, we were going to miss a lot of bets if we didn't get double OT. And by the pace of that game, we didn't think we were going to get there.
That's three.
Oh, God, that 3 to smack my parlay with Betalytics was – I literally almost fell off my couch. It was awesome.
Yeah, you had that extra smack you didn't mention. Go ahead and mention that Betalytics smack too.
Yeah, let's go. Me and Betalytics put together something yesterday. I haven't heard from them today. They're really busy. I think we'll probably just wait and do another one on Thursday. But shout out Betalytics and all their information. Me and the model. I've had some models in my past, but this model actually, turned it.
Makes you money.
Make me money. Exactly.
All right, back to the game.
Holy. All right.
I think that's a good exclamation point on this one.
Absolutely.
I got a couple things I wanted to mention. One is DeAndre Hunter. Hunter has killed the Knicks. We know that because he played in ATL for a long time. He's got history against them in the postseason. He's got history here at Madison Square. But last year, he's had 4+ threes in 3 of the 4 games last year. He had 2+ threes in every single game. He shot 66% from beyond the arc against this Knicks team last year. And in my opinion, their defense was good last year, but without Tom Thibodeau, without Josh Hart out there in the lineup, this is going to be a defense that regresses this year. Sure. Believe me or not, I know the personnel hasn't changed, but this is a defense that is going to regress this year and is going to give up a lot more points. You already have Jalen Brunson and what he brings to this defensive side and how he gets picked on, but you have to play him 40 minutes on most nights in meaningful games. This is a situation where the defense is going to regress. I think the Cavs are going to come in and take advantage of that today.
I just want to say before we move on, we've got 11 more games to talk about, and I'm so glad that we did an hour and a half today, not the hour. We would have never gotten through the full hour, and chat would have been pissed. So
I still won't get through them all, but I mean, we will.
We will.
Quickly.
Well, last shout out, since V is doing everything on his notes, I'll do everything on my notes. I'm interested to see Jalen Tyson. I've stared at his PRA. He's an interesting guy, 6'6", athletic, good passer, good shooter, good screener, so he can do a lot. And we've seen this with this Cavs team. They like it when someone's a Swiss Army knife.
Word. All right, let's go from the East Coast and stick on the East Coast.
Wait. We need to play slate.
Oh, all right. So last year on the All Sauce team, when we had big slates, we did a slate lay. So we picked a play in every single game, put it all together as a parlay. They did not hit. We were one pick off like 3 times last season. So we've gotten very close. Let's see if we can start off the year with a bang. Let's see what happens. Take all of them individually if you want. Obviously, parlay it how you feel. You don't have to read the whole thing if you don't want to. But what should we start with then in this game? I kind of like your Mobley play. I'd be down.
I was gonna say Mobley points or something super juiced, SPJ,
or the Cavs.
I'm down for the Mobley points. I was thinking of that, keeping that for the Saucy 4. That's the only reason.
Cavs money line, then. I like that. SPJ.
I'm down for the Cavs money line. Yeah,
let's just go Cavs money line. Nice and easy. Get the vibes moving. I do think Brunson has a good game. I looked at his points. Didn't mention that, but I think that he has an opportunity to. I know. I think he definitely has the ability to start hot, especially with how he looked in the preseason. But we'll see. Okay, so then Cavs money line to get the vibes moving.
Yep.
All right, let's go from New York and let's fly down to Miami on the same coast and talk about the battle of the Florida teams. Yeah, You're welcome. Thank you, S. He was indeed. In Orlando. Let's go to Orlando. We're not going to Disney, though. We're just going to Orlando. Orlando Magic taking on the Miami Heat. 8.5-point favorites are the Heat. Are the Orlando Magic. Heat 8.5-point dogs. 8's flat in some places. Over under set at 215/214.5. Paolo Banchero taking another step this year, boys. No Tyler Hero for the start of the season for the Heat. I looked at a few things. Didn't end up getting the window on anything in this game. So I'll let you kick us off. What do you like in this one?
There's nothing that I really, really liked in this one. I'm very interested though in Jovic, and it's plus money. I'm not endorsing it heavily, but this guy's going to take a next step, I think. And we've seen what Spo does with players that he likes. And right now he seems like he doesn't like Ware. That double big lineup they ran last year, Bam liked it, but now it seems like he's going to go away with it. And talking about Jovic as a starter, he averaged 2.8 assists last year. This hit in two out of the 3 preseason games he had. And in the preseason, he even had a 7-assist game. So I'm taking Jovic's over 2.5 assists for plus 100. He's a good playmaker at 6'10", and I think that they're going to try to get him into that role of facilitating and playmaking, because the more advanced and sophisticated scorers on that squad are definitely Hero, who's out, but Norman Powell, who's also the new addition. So I do think that he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot, because Davion Mitchell is a defensive menace, not exactly the best initiating point guard. So I think we're going to see a lot of Jovic today, a lot of playmaking from him. So at plus 100, I could not hold myself off. I put a whole unit on it, over 2.5 assists for Nikola Jovic.
I'll just real quick, because I like this play, and you guys mentioned it. We bet on him a lot to end the season last year. I'm super excited to see Davion Mitchell off night get his opportunity to be the starting point guard from day one for this team. I like his PA a lot, 13.5. I like the assist as well at 4.5. But again, I didn't want to get super invested with 7 million plays. I already have 10. So, but I do think Davion has an opportunity to come out and play well, like we saw at the end of last year. I think the 13.5 PA could smack with ease with just points with how he was scoring to finish the season last year. So kind of want to just wait and see. The Magic were one of the best defensive teams from every statistical category last season. So maybe that comes into play here. But I think that he has an opportunity to start just like he did last year. And I do think the 13.5 PA, really strong lean for me. Probably not going to end up betting it before the start of the slate. So, but I think Off Night has a chance to have a good night tonight.
I think you should take that. I might take that.
If you take it, I got 10 units out there, big dog. I don't know if I want to throw another one, but we'll see. I don't know. We smacked some parlays yesterday, so I got some units staring at me. We'll see.
Yeah, a crazy pellet. Ware definitely scares me. Spo has soured on him, and SPJ's boy Jaime Jaquez, who's very, very talented, and the three of us want to see more out of him, has been completely held down by Spo. So it could happen again.
In jail. He's in. You know, I banged your ex-wife jail. It's really bad.
The fact that rumor came out is absolutely hilarious.
Absolutely. Only in Miami, man. Only in Miami.
And then more drama that the Heat waited to extend Spo until after his divorce proceedings were finalized.
Just get send Jaime to the fucking Lakers or something. No, that would be fun,
what the fuck are we doing? But I didn't have a lot in this one. I didn't like a lot in this one. Somebody said this in chat. Yeah, it's as said it. It screams under to me. The total is very low. It's a divisional matchup. Both teams hang their hat on defense. And we're looking at a Miami Heat team that is without Tyler Hero tonight, and the Magic team that is a completely new roster, even though it's just one player that they kind of added in Desmond Bane. But in my opinion, it's going to be it's a key piece. So this roster is going to look completely different. The rotations are going to be a little bit different. Jalen Suggs is now also coming back into the lineup, right? Healthy and everything like that. And we know what he's been able to do defensively. The only thing that kind of stuck out to me was the fact that Paolo averages 25 points per game last year against this Miami team. And you guys are going to hate this, but he also shot 38% from 3 against them for some reason. He was at 32% in his but in this divisional matchup in 4 games, he took almost 8 threes per game, shot 38% from 3, and really just kind of stepped up in that regard. I think it's something that I talked about last year where he's going to have to develop that aspect of his game. He did increase his shooting percentage last year, even though it was only to 32%. The over 1.5 is sitting juice at minus 154. The 3+ maybe I'll sprinkle later on if I get there on a lotto, but outside of that, I didn't love a whole bunch in this one.
How about we move on, because we got a lot of games to talk about. You guys want to put Off Night in here? I like it quite a bit.
I was gonna say Off Night, but now I'm looking at it too. France. 30 PRA. That's not a lot to ask for. Banchero coming back. Franz coming off a fantastic Eurobasket. I'm sure we're going to talk about the other guy on the Germany team in a little bit when we go off into the valley.
Coming back from Eurobasket too, I like that. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm totally down with off night.
We could also take the under.
No, night
Nah.
2. You. Who are you?
Yeah.
I'm trying to progress as a better man.
No, call Ruda. There's an alien in our house.
Yeah, sure. It's for the Slately. I don't want to take it individually.
No, I don't want to take the under.
You guys just want to go Davion then?
Yeah.
I like the Franz look too. But I think that the Magic could end up winning this game by 15 plus, to be honest.
I'm done. Let's take fuck. Chat, Davion or Franz? Chat.
Yeah, chat. What do you guys want to do?
You guys decide. Let's move on to the next game while they decide.
Miami money line.
Okay,
AP.
Exit chat.
We know why AP's saying that.
Welcome back, AP.
Franz.
I like Franz.
Wow. No Bane love.
KP.
I want to see how Bane fits first before we bet on him. You know what I'm saying? New team. Life's too short to take unders.
I think we got 3 Franz. Let's go Franz.
We could go your Jovic play, but I think you already have units on that, and I don't think you want that in this late, right?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So Franz, PRA. Should we just go Pra? Move on?
Oh, yeah.
30.5. Is that cool?
Right. Yep.
Okay. Franz, PRA, 30.5. Oops, that's Paolo. I do think Paolo could cook these fools, just FYI. Just want to get that on record because he should.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Don't you think Pangero's a fucking generational player? And just yes or no, because we got to go on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Also young. I mean, you could talk about. I love Paolo, dude. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about another game, which on paper looks gross, but there's a lot of plays I found. I'm sure you guys did too. Let's go to Charlotte. Eric Collins is going to be screaming on your TV later today. 5.5-point favorites are the Charlotte Hornets, the Brooklyn Nets, plus 5.5 come to town. Oh, my little Nets. 228.5-point total on this one, rocking and rolling down in Charlotte. What are we thinking on this game specifically? One that on paper looks kind of gross between two teams that did not really perform very well to start the season or to finish all year last year. They were terrible. But looking to kind of turn the page, maybe be competitive this year. Lots of new pieces in Brooklyn. I found quite a few props that interested me. I got a couple that I actually bet. What do you guys like?
Back. The Nets and the Hornets are getting us horny.
I spent way too much time loving this game. Way too much time loving this game. Well, hey man, you got Brandon Miller returning after he looked awesome to start the season, and had that wrist problem and had to have surgery. LaMelo is obviously back after his kind of in and out of the lineup. You had Con Knipple, who's going to be probably starting for this team. Colin Sexton came over from the Jazz, who looked really good for the Jazz. This guy, man. And then you got the Nets with a bunch of new pieces too. You've obviously got a bunch of rookies who you still can't bet on. A lot of the lines don't exist. Cam Thomas looking to show that he's a legitimate basketball player, and Michael Porter Jr. looking to come to town. And thank God he's just not going to be talking and actually hooping. So higher total, 228.5. I think there's going to be some points in this game. I don't hate the over. I think these guys are just going to start running and gunning. So before I get to my props, what did you guys like in this game?
Brandon Miller for a bajillion threes.
5 million.
The Nets don't even have an NBA roster, and they have no interest in fielding an NBA roster. And honestly, on the Nets side, I know people like Cam Thomas and Michael Porter Jr., and I could see them having huge games, but I'm a little scared what kind of run Jordy Fernandez is going to give two guys that don't play any defense. I know SPJ can talk on this, and Jordy is the former Canadian team national coach. He's a guy that kind of wants his team to play and hang their hat on defense, and he's kind of trying to build a culture in Brooklyn. So I'm very scared of some of these lines in this game.
I
thought it was interesting that we have Cam Thomas at 24.5, but LaMelo at 22.5 for his points line. I'm just saying, if there's ever been a guy that there isn't a shot he doesn't like, it's fucking LaMelo. Do we remember when he was averaging almost 12 threes a game? 3-point attempts, I should say.
Oh yeah. Hucking, dude. Igor Demon. Unfortunately, there are no lines for this guy, and his RA is probably going to smack in the first half if he plays full minutes. Menace. The two plays I have two bets in this game. I know you guys are shocked. Nasty game, and I have two bets in it that I like a lot, actually. The first one is a guy we kind of talked about a lot last year. New place, Colin Sexton. Give me Colin Sexton over 17.5 points and assists. Now, he's technically coming off the bench because it's saying that Con Knippel's going to start, but I would assume that Colin Sexton's probably going to end up playing the same amount of time. It's probably just that 6th, 7th man kind of situation, kind of maybe running that second unit. And I just think that he's going to come out and ball. He was great for the Jazz last year in limited stretch, obviously, because that team was terrible. But, I mean, he's hit this in 9 of his last 10 games last season, and he smacked it in 2 games against Brooklyn with his points. So give me 17.5 PA for Colin Sexton. And then the second one is nasty. You probably don't even want me to pitch it to you, but I'm going to anyway. Give me Moussa Diabate. Give me his points over 7.5. Plus money, plus 100 is the line I got from Moussa, the center for the Hornets. Now, this is not a sexy play. This is not something that you're probably going to want to go right home. You can probably fade this if you want to. He did hit this in 5 straight games to finish off the season last year, but in 3 matchups with the Brooklyn Nets last year, boys, 16 points, 21 points, and 13 points. He ate Nick Claxton for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I think that he might have an opportunity to do that again tonight. So 7.5 feels really low. I love the 10 plus for a sprinkle too for some plus money. Yeah, give the young kid a chance. So give me Diabate points, and I really like Colin Sexton, PA as well.
Let's go.
Goats are muted. Goats are
still muted. Doesn't even know he's muted.
Goats are muted.
My dogs are being a fucking handful right now. Sorry. So I'm just trying to
My dog's being a handful too.
Yeah, my dog had an ear infection. The other dog continues to lick that ear infection. Like, what are we doing, man?
All right.
What are we doing? Anyways.
Anything else on this game, boys, that you guys like in this one?
Yeah, I really want to bet Ryan Kalkbrenner double-double. I like Moussa. I don't want to fade you on Moussa. I think he's a good athletic player. Little undersized, though. And with Claxton on the other side and De'Aaron Sharp on the other side, bigger dudes than Moussa. I don't know. I like the Moussa play because he's got a good finisher at the rim. Like you said, it's hit lots. But I'm interested to see how much Kalkbrenner plays as well.
This is goated right here. AP, they going to learn today that they about to have some fun. So shout out to AP's work crew out there. Hope you guys are having a kick-ass day. Hope you guys are ready to bet some fucking NBA basketball too. Let's
get them to sign up. Send them your sign-up link. That's what you need to do.
Get them to come watch us every day too, man. You know the vibes. Okay. Let's move on then. Let's go to the next game. Really interested to hear you guys talk about this one. Oh, pick a play. Thank you. Slate play.
I think you should pick SPJ. You got the best read on this game, I think. You and Sook at least. Let's not do Kalkbrenner or Diabate, just because you guys are both kind of seeing similarities there, but like different players.
I don't hate the I also want to mention MPJ's rebounds. That was something that I was pretty heavily considering taking, but he just is such a bozo. I just don't want to take it yet.
Brandon Miller threes? Is it 2+2 juiced? If we just took it at 2?
We could just take his points.
Incredibly juiced. He was like, I think 3rd in the league last year at 3.9 threes per game. Like insane.
I don't hate the 18.5 points for Miller. He's gonna hoop.
Let's take the 18.
Yeah.
It's 18.5. That's
fine. Like, so you said you made this point yesterday with Kuminga. I know Jimmy Butler still ended up having a good night, but like we're looking at a line with LaMelo that's kind of lower than what we would expect. Probably has to do with the usage of Brandon Miller in year 2.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's the first 3 6:00 games. There's the 3 legs on the slate at the bottom. We're scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Let's keep it rolling, boys. Let's go to the 6:30 slate. Let's go to your garden. The Boston Celtics taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. 4.5-point favorites are your boys at home against Joel Embiid and company. 229.5-point total is what we're looking at right now.
This line has been moving
and grooving up to 4.5. Yeah, I don't have a lot on this one. I'll let you guys kind of take the lead here. Sauce Man, what you kind of thinking with your boys tonight?
Just to talk about the Celtics for a second, obviously, right?
Sure.
Wait, SPJ, before the show started, he said, I have so much to say about the Celtics. Yeah, I have a lot, I cringed.
I have a lot to say, but I'll try to keep it short and sweet. This Celtics offense is going to be running this season. And I think that is something that is going to be fun to target because Missoula ball is just a lot of threes. That's exactly what they're going to do. And they've been focusing on that in camp. Every person that you ask JB, I feel like I play like for a track team. He has said, he's like, I've been wanting to run faster for the last few years. When you no longer have a true point guard on your team, you no longer have the guy that runs your offense for an entire year. What's the best thing you can do is you can run. The other thing that's been a point of emphasis in training camp and going through the preseason has been defensive playmaking. The Celtics ranked 29th in points in transition last year, points in off turnovers last year, and 29th in steals. They were not a team that were forcing turnovers despite holding opponents to a very low points per game average. It's something they need to do if they want to play at a higher pace. It's something we saw the Thunder do very well last year. And it's exactly why they got out in transition and were never out of a game, because they could force 4 to 5 turnovers and completely flip a game on its head. Because of that.
Stop for a second. Take a deep breath. Okay, keep going.
But because of that, they won a championship. It's something you're going to have to focus on with the Celtics team this year. They're not big on the inside. They're going to have to get out in transition. Luka Garza has said it. Derek White has said it. And Peyton Pritchard. They're looking at things like 5-in, 5-out rotations. I'm very excited about how this team's going to play this week. I think the over 115.5 points is 100% in play here, because the Sixers defense last year was not good. They were not good on the perimeter. And if there's one thing we know, is that Joel's not going to get out there. This is a team that is playing 4 out, 5 out at any time. Guys like Luka Garza are shooting more threes. A guy like Xavier Tillman has been developing his 3 in training camp. Now, whether he hits it or not, that's a separate question. But it's been a focus for the Celtics team. I think the over 115.5 points for the Celtics, the team total, is something I really like. I also really like Anthony Simons, the over 16.5 points. I think he's going to have a significant role just because of the style of play. If you look at the preseason, 66% of his shots are coming from beyond the arc. Another guy like Derek White, 69% of his shots in the preseason came from beyond the arc. This is a team that is focused on shooting threes, that is focused on getting out in transition. And because of that, I think we're going to have a lot of betting opportunities on them this year. I think we're going to have shorter spreads like this year. I think we're going to have teams that stay in games a lot longer. So I think these games are going to be fun to bet on, boys. I'm taking Anthony Simons. I took the team total, and I did take Derek White's over 3.5 threes too.
Sure. I like the Simons play quite a bit. 16.5 points, 2 games against Philly last year, obviously with the Blazers, completely different situation, 34 and 25. So he's had good games against this team previously. And as you mentioned, a team that is not very good defensively. Just to kind of talk a little bit about the Sixers side before Sook talks about the other side of the Celtics lore. I'm interested to see what VJ Edgecombe does in this game. He looked awesome in preseason. We talked about him quite a bit. I know you're pretty high on him too, Sook. See what he does. I'm assuming he's in the starting lineup. That's kind of what I'm seeing on my screen right here. So I think he can come in and have an immediate impact. Very athletic guy. Maxey is also somebody that his assist was something that I was interested in, just to kind of get back to that, not having to score 50-point guard, like actually running the offense point guard. And Grimes was awesome last year to finish this when he was the only player on this team worth betting. But obviously Embiid throws a wrench in all of that, because there's so many possessions that just turn into one-on-one isolation possessions for Embiid. So interested to see what happens with the Sixers side of things now that they're quote unquote healthy, and to see kind of how that ends up playing out. But I like the Simons play a lot, V. And I don't hate the team total. I think this game could be fun. The over in the game too kind of entices me a little bit too. If the Sixers get to scoring, if Embiid looks like vintage Embiid, if Maxey has a good game, if Edgecombe is running, I think that this could turn into a track meet like you mentioned, and this game could soar. So I think it should be a fun one though.
Maxey's also a guy that kills the Celtics. Like, they struggle against quick guards, they have, and if you look at his numbers against them, he kills the Celtics.
So
yeah, I'm going with VJ Edgecombe. It's one of my favorite plays on the night. 2 stocks for plus 150. He's hyper athletic, like SPJ said, but he's the 3rd overall pick. He's he's from the Bahamas, but he plays like Dwayne Wade. He's got a high motor. He's going to be involved in a lot of action with the Celtics. Like V said, they're going to be playing at a higher pace. No McCain. He had 5 steals in the final preseason game. He averaged 2.7 stocks per game in 33 games at Baylor. He's going to be very good. I just think this is just like with Shep. We just saw it mispriced, because even if they're not considered good defenders yet, they are active playmaking defenders. Shepherd was attacked last night, but what did that mean? It meant he was in a lot of action and he was able to get his stocks. I think that's a similar situation today, because on the other side, I think he's going to guard a lot of Derek White. And I do think that Derek White is going to be on triple-double watch all season. I think that his assists are going to skyrocket. I've seen a lot of people talking about his points, but we've seen Derek White huck a lot of threes. We might need to see an absolutely different layer, because he's already a better playmaker than Anthony Simons ever was when Anthony Simons was a feature ball handler in Portland. So I'm excited to see what Derek White does all season. His assist should be a good look all year. Not an official play for me, but I do love VJ Edgecombe for 2 stocks plus 150.
Yep. I actually looked at White's RA. I was really tempted to maybe dabble in something like that to maybe see, because we talked about it over the summer, and I know you guys are pretty high on him having that kind of leap this season, having to be more of a primary ball handler. And I think that could show tonight. I like the Edgecombe play quite a bit too. I mean, shout out to you for Shepherd yesterday, man. That was air smacked in like the second quarter or the start of the third quarter or something. So, the stock report is back.
I think it also really helps when there's a lot of guys that aren't going to be that are handling the ball now that aren't used to it. Maybe a guy like JB, who we know has struggled with turnovers a bunch. I wouldn't be surprised if VJ sees some time on him on switches or anything like that, just because of how athletic and big he is too.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like what we saw last night with the Rockets. Like, even though it ended up working out near the end of the game and they still were able to score in stretches, when they had in the half-court offense, like their offense looked very disconjointed because they have never really run an offense like that specifically. And it's kind of similar for the Celtics, a little bit better ball handlers in general, but like you're still going to have some possessions that don't look very fluid because it's not been something they've done consistently. So
just because you brought it up, wasn't it crazy to see Amon's impact immediately after he left the game yesterday? Like defensively?
Yes. Oh, dude, and him leaving that game was pain because I had a parlay that was tracking with him and I needed one more assist. But anyway, he looked great.
He needed a banana.
Yeah. Exactly.
He needed 20 like Mac Jones.
Dude, he needed fucking bananas, Gatorade, a rub. He needed all types of things.
Boys, what are we taking from this one? Do we take VJ in this? Because it's one play from each thing. Sook?
No, we don't need to put a plus 150 in this.
I kind of like Simon's points. I think
I'm down with Simon's points in here.
I think he's gonna have to score.
We're gonna take the 2.5 threes too. It's juiced, but it's like juiced to minus 165.
He's probably going to hit 3 threes, man.
He's going to huck a lot.
That's the offense. Like, if he's not doing that, Missoula's going to put his ass on the bench. Because he's not playing defense. You know what I mean? He's not out there to play defense.
Facts. All right, let's go 3 threes for Anthony Simons, minus 154. All right, let's move on to the second 7:30 Eastern game on the docket. Let's go. Get it, baby. Twansky. Welcome back. Drop a dub in the chat if you're enjoying the NBA chatter. We're so back, boys. Almost halfway through the slate. We're doing pretty good on time, so let's keep it rolling. This one's going to be.
What are we taking? Sorry.
2.5 threes for Anthony Simons. As a reminder, chat as well, we will be doing a giveaway at the end of the show today. So come and hang out with us on Twitch if you have not been watching us on Twitch. If you're watching us on YouTube or X, we appreciate you for being here. But come and to Twitch, twitch.tv/betting news to get entered into the giveaway of a swag pack at the end of the show. Okay, this one's going to be really fun. Highest total we've talked about on the board so far yet. The Raptors taking on the Atlanta Hawks, team we both really like, or all of us really like going into the season. The Atlanta Hawks right now are looking at what kind of total are we looking at here? We have the Atlanta Hawks 5.5 point favorites. Toronto 5.5 point dogs coming to town. 236.5 point total. Really crazy total here. I have a couple things that I wanted to talk about. I do have a bet in this game as well from a prop perspective. Sauceman, I'll let you lead us off. What do you kind of like in this one?
Man, this is one I'm having a very hard time with just because of how different both rosters are. You got Brandon Ingram coming into Toronto, and then you have on the other side Kristaps Porzingis, Nickeil Alexander-Walker now both in the starting lineup, and a guy like Luke Kennard coming off the bench for ATL. I'm very excited for both teams and the potential that they have going into this season. I don't know how to bet this one right now. I really want to get to the window on a Brandon Ingram prop. I think the over 19.5 points is something that I'm looking at just because what is he brought here to do, right? In New Orleans, he was asked to facilitate. He was asked to run the offense a little bit. He was asked to do so much more, right? That's something he doesn't have to do in Toronto. You have a point guard already in Scotty Barnes, the guy who they want to be this franchise's next point guard. You have a guy in Emmanuel Quickley who can also then back you up. He should be the isolation scorer tonight, and the over 19.5 sitting at plus 115, I believe. Am I crazy to like that as much as I do in game one?
I'll convince you. I bet it. I took his PR though. I took 23.5 points and rebounds. You know, I wanted to have some BI stock, baby. Come on now. It's too low. It's too low. If BI comes out and plays like the BI we've seen, healthy BI, and he takes 17 to 20, 25 shots, like this is going to be free cheese, man. It's going to be interesting to see how it fits with RJ Barrett also getting some touches too. So there's going to be the whole who's going to be scoring situation, but I just think that BI is going to eventually be the number one the scorer on this offense. As of, we need a bucket, give it to BI. And I liked it. I like the points. I don't hate the angle on the points, but I do think the rebounding has a capability to be successful here too. The last time he also played against the Hawks too with the Pels was last season. So, whatever. 32-7 he had in that game. Absolutely smoked them. High total in this game too, like you mentioned, and that kind of also leads into maybe talking about some Hawks side of things. I mean, We got Trae Young coming to town. You got Zingas Tingus Pingus, who's going to be starting in this game too. Jalen Johnson's returning from his when he looked awesome last year before he got put on the shelf for his injury. Dyson Daniels coming into this one looking to take another step as an offensive scorer. I think there's a lot of props you could possibly look at on Risha Shire, obviously also in year 2. I think there's a lot of potential on the Hawks side. I'm with you though on the Hawks side of things. Don't know where I want to go. I found a lot of props that look tasty, but like maybe want to just see what happens in this game first. And if this team is capable of putting up 135 points, then we can go, okay, who we betting? How we doing this? But I like BI quite a bit though. I'm with you on that.
Suck.
No, I didn't have anything in this one. The one thing I wanted to take is probably Jamal Shed, PRA 10.5. I think that he's great. There's a reason why they moved on from off night. But we have no idea what these rotations are going to shake out as. We also don't know what the game plan is going to be fully for the Raptors as they're implementing another ball handler, like SPJ said, that he might be your lead guy at the end of the night. So I have no idea what to take in this one. I didn't go with anything officially. But Ricochet, like SPJ said, that's the first overall pick, guys. Like, we still have to remember that this team is invested in this guy to a different level. Yes, they signed Dyson Daniels. Yes, Dyson Daniels looks like an impressive player and will be an impressive player for a decade plus in the league. But Ricochet's 16.5 PRA. I'm almost tempted to say that we should put that in the slate lay. He had a fantastic final game in preseason against the Rockets, and he had a great offseason where he said that he kind of is catching up because he said that he was a great athlete his whole life until he got to the NBA, and then he thought he was a below average athlete. So 16.5 PRA for the former first overall pick at home to open the season seems low.
This is also a situation in which they've kind of emptied out this front court, back court type of thing with the trade of DeAndre Hunter, right? The trade of Karis LeVert as well. I do think that this is a situation where they're making room for their first overall pick to kind of have the room to thrive and grow and see more usage.
Just to kind of, because chat's thrown out a lot of great props. We talked about a bunch of Dyson Daniels stock last year. His PRA was something that you smacked a lot at the end of the season, V, when he was really scoring, but also facilitating and rebounding. But you got to remember, during that stretch of time for Daniels, no Jalen Johnson in the lineup. So when Jalen's back in the lineup, does it diversify between both of them? Does it get distributed between them? Does Jalen Johnson turn into a little bit more of the facilitator we saw to start the season? So you got to remember that as you're kind of assessing what's going to happen. And then you throw in a guy who wasn't even on this team last year in Kristaps Porzingis, who completely changes the math too. So I think there's a lot of
scoring center, SPJ.
And they've never had anybody that can stretch the floor like that too from the center position.
He's going to take a significant amount of shots out of the offense.
100%. A lot of threes too. So yes, I think there's plenty of ripe opportunities for offensive firepower on this Hawks side of things, but it's just a matter of figuring out what it's going to look like on a nightly basis. I think Trae Young's assists, as Padge said, is a great way to do it too. I mean, he's probably going to flirt with 20 potentials like he did last year almost every single game.
Like 11.5. That's the only reason I didn't get there. That's how
too. It's wild, bro. He's probably going to have 15, but it's crazy. So, all right. So we pick something then.
Or Zach?
I also really like Daniel's PRA, just to mention that too. I do think he's going to
22.5. That's still playable even with uncertainty. I feel like
that's really where it's at last year too, though. Maybe 24.5 with Jalen Johnson out. I want to bet him so bad, boys. I've been struggling with this all day. I love Dyson.
Let's put him in here. We all like him. I think that's a PRA that we can all get behind. That's still going to have value.
I also think Kennard's PRA was definitely worth looking at. 10.5. He's going to be technically their backup point guard.
Oh man, it's a fun team, man. The Sox seems to be fun.
Like Dyson, dude, a lot of the steals leads to buckets in transition or at least assists.
Let's take the PRA for Dyson. I think we can all feel good about that. 21.5. Valley, let's go, S. Hawks first half. I like that. I think they should win this game. Before we move on, you guys think the Hawks win this one?
I think the Raptors have a chance to play spoiler. The coach has been installed there for a number of years. Some of these guys have been playing together forever. Mobo is absolutely fantastic. I'll never forget last year when I said he's probably the only guy worth betting on tonight. And then the dude had a triple-double, but I never even got to the window with him. Poeltl is an all-defensive level player. I think that the Toronto has the opportunity to play spoiler tonight, in my opinion.
I mean, if that happens, BI is going to probably have 25 to 30 points. So I'm into that. That sounds tasty to me. All right, let's move on.
Dyson Daniels definitely going to get there if it's a close game.
100%. 100%. All right, let's keep it moving, boys. We've got to keep rolling. Let's go to this one. This one's going to be really fun. I'm excited to hear you guys talk about this game. Grizzlies taking on the Pelicans. Zion and company coming to take on Ja in Memphis. 3.5-point favorites, 4 flat in some spots as well. Are the Grizzlies at home in the FedEx Center? The Pelicans plus 3.5 coming to town with Zion and company. 236.5-point total. Once again, a high total in this game. Lots of points, probably going to be up and down. Lots of nice matchups here. Ja has great success in his time taking on the Pelicans in his career. You got guys like Trey Murphy, who have had spectacular games as well against the Grizzlies, looking to take another step this season as well. And you've also got Zion, who looked awesome and is also on the Ozempic diet that Luka's on. So maybe he comes out and just looks incredible to start the season too. I have a couple props that I like a lot in this game, a couple that I ended up getting to the window on. But before I talk, what do you guys liking in this one?
Sook?
This is exactly like the last game. We have no idea what's going to happen with these teams. I will go ahead and mention, though, that my ticket for the Pelicans to be the worst team in the association, I got in the summer at plus 3,500. That has dropped all the way to plus 2,000 now. So that's all I got in this one. I hope the Pelicans have a long season. I don't believe in them. Zion's points at like minus 150 for 25. That's very scary to me, but I'm sure V probably wants to talk about his boy. I don't know. This is not a game that I'm looking forward to, because I also do think that the Memphis Grizzlies are going to regress a little bit this season. I don't know how happy Ja is there.
Skinny Zion, boys. Skinny Zion, get on the train now. Hop on, boys, because we're going to fucking Memphis tonight. We're taking the over 5.5 assists for plus 110. We're not taking the points. We're not taking the boards. The thing is here is, who's this team's starting point guard? Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole has never averaged more than 4.5 assists per game in his career. He has never taken a shot he doesn't like, and he is not looking at his teammates any which way. He was not brought into New Orleans to be this team's point guard. Dejounte Murray is still out of the lineup, and he'll probably return at some point, I think, this season, or maybe I don't know if he's not playing the season at all. But this is a situation where the team has doubled down on Zion. They are committed to him. However he lost the weight, I could give a fuck. The thing is he's cut the weight. He looks like he's bought it on the season. And hopefully it translates into something like we saw from Luka last night. Mm-hmm. Luka looked fucking unstoppable. He didn't look tired. He looked fucking highly energetic. And late into that game, he was going bucket for bucket with the entire Golden State team. I think this is a situation where Zion is going to lead this offense. We saw a bunch of it last year when he was handling the ball handling duties, but BI was there. With BI there, they were both kind of splitting that. Now with him gone, this is Zion's team. This is his offense to run. He is one of the best at the driving kick game. He is one of the best at making defenses collapse, because you cannot handle Zion one-on-one at the rim. Because of all of that, because of the guys like Jordan Poole around him, a guy like Trey Murphy, who we all fucking adore around here, I think is going to have a big game. I think he's going to put up some big points in this one and this season. But I think Zion's over 5.5 assists as the number one ball handler for this team this season is something I am very much into today.
He's probably going to have a couple triple doubles this year. I would be not to be surprised. On that note, I wanted to bet this, but I ended up going a different direction. But I really, really like Trey Murphy in this matchup. Like you said, I like the 25.5 PR. He was awesome last year. We saw him kind of ascend into a bona fide, really good scorer for this team. Probably made them feel comfortable with moving on from CJ McCollum because of how good he played. And in all 4 games against the Memphis Grizzlies last season, absolutely smacked this PR line, all 4 games. So I think he has an opportunity to start off hot once again. Kind of ties into your Zion assist look too. But I ended up not taking that, and I ended up taking Ja. I'm taking Ja over 24.5 points. It's a little chalky, but home opener. A lot of guys missing for the Grizzlies tonight, boys. They have like half of their roster not playing tonight. So it's going to have to be, it's going to have to be the Ja and Jaren Jackson Jr. show. And Ja has cooked the Pelicans in his career. 32 points, 25 points, 27 points, 31 points, 34 points, all against the Pels in the last season and a half. So I think he comes out smoking, ready to go. I think we see an all-star performance from Ja to get the vibes moving in Memphis tonight. And low-key, I don't hate the Grizzlies. I know that you're worried about the depth here, and if Zion does put up a crazy-type performance, possibly triple-double flirting, and does have 25+, maybe it does get a little dicey, but I think that the Grizz should get the job done, and I think Ja's ripe for a 30-piece tonight. So give me his points at 24.5.
I love it.
Yep. Yeah, excited for Zion. So do you got any other thoughts about this one before we bring up our fourth horseman to finish off the show with us?
No, let's bring up Sheffrey.
Sheffrey!
Jeffrey, what's up, good sir? How we doing? Well, we got you. 10 Force. How you doing?
Good. Hey, how are you?
Good. Welcome to the program. How are you?
Great.
Love it. All right. I know you're going to be with us. We got another half hour, and we've got a few games to get to. So we're just going to, unless you got any thoughts on the Pels Grizz, we're going to go to the next game.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's get after it. Let's move on.
I have I'm sorry. I really only have probably 5 minutes.
Before we do that, then, what's your favorite play on the entire slate? So we have you in the parlay today, so we don't lose you.
Probably Giannis RA.
Okay.
I like him. I have him as a triple double. I think he does well against the Bucks. He will for sure handle them. I don't know if it's dipped or anything like that, but I do love that. I also love Wendell Carter Boards. Mo is out, and I think the dynamic between obviously Paulo and Desmond Bane is going to be very interesting. But historically, Wendell Carter actually cooks. I think he'll have a decent amount of minutes. I don't know. What's up? How are we?
That's going crazy.
Yeah.
Well, since you mentioned that Bucks game, that's the next one on the docket. So let's talk about that game. We got the Milwaukee Bucks. Oh, boys, what do you want to do from the Grizzlies game? I kind of like your Zion assists angle, V. You want to go that route?
You're going to 5-2, yeah, because it's plus money for the 5.5.
All right. Are you down for that, Sook?
Yeah, the 5 is nice.
Okay, let's go for 4.5 for Zion assists before we move on to this Bucks game. Just put it in here. Chat, we love that. We love to be back too, baby. We're so glad you guys are watching with us, man. NBA's back. Chef's been.
Don't ever leave us.
Yeah, we love you so much. 5. Wow, 4.5 is minus 225. Are we going that route?
I don't hate it. I mean, it's gonna be 11 legs, 12 legs.
That's true. Okay. All right. Let's go and let's talk about the this Bucks game. One of the bigger spreads on the day as Giannis and company go to our. Oh, actually, no, they don't go to our nation's capital. They welcome the Wizards, one of the worst teams of basketball last year. Could be again this year too, but they got some frisky pieces. 10.5 point spread, 227.5 point total. Chef, you talked a little bit about Giannis and his RA. He's definitely ripe for a possible triple-double tonight. He has done that previously against the Wizards as well. I think as long as the Wizards keep this game close, he should be ripe for one once again tonight. I know that V took him a little bit of a different way. I stared at his PRA at 51.5 for a long time. I feel like I'm probably going to end up betting it because of you guys talking about it. So could be a big Giannis night tonight against this Wizards team.
I mean, do we expect the Wizards to put up any type of defense?
Not defense, but I expect him to stay in this game, and I think that's why I like Giannis more. I think that it stays within the 10.5, and like we know, the National Blowout Association definitely exists, and it'll rear its ugly head at some point.
Yeah.
But this Wizards team, I think, got better. You have a guy like Chris Middleton, who is, you can call it a revenge game if you want, right? Then you have a guy like CJ McCollum, a vet in this league. And now you have a guy who literally is playing for his city. So, you want to talk about Cam Whitmore real quick? Oh, muted. Go to muted. Whoa!
Wow.
Oh, no. It's because I sneezed. But yeah, Cam Whitmore, over 16.5 PRA. I do love this play a lot. Not the best rebounder or passer, but he has a feel for the game offensively when he's not pouting. He's playing for his hometown team after the Rockets granted him safe asylum to go home. Honestly, I really love this play because 3 games as a starter with the Rockets last year, he averaged 25 points. He actually made 4 threes per game in those 3 starts at a 54.5% clip, boys. This guy loves to shoot. He loves to score. I do think the 16.5 PRA is very comfortable. It's one of my most favorite plays on the board tonight.
This Bucks backcourt defensively stinks. GTJ, and fucking Kevin Porter Jr. are going to get cooked.
Smoked. I'll keep it quick because we got to keep it rolling because I don't want us to run out of time. I took Bub Carrington in this game, who's going to be the starting point guard for the Washington Wizards this season. I took his PRA at 19.5.
Nice.
It hit at 9 of the last 10 games to finish off the season last year as the primary ball handler. I think we see him do the similar type of stuff. He's also got better basketball players around him to pass the ball to score, as in CJ McCollum, Chris Middleton, and Sarr in year 2 as well. So, or year 3, I guess. No, it's year 2. He was a rookie last year. Yep. So I like Bub. I like Giannis a lot too. It is just to mention before we move on from this, because it's a big spread and we can kind of get some other stuff here. Giannis is game time now. Giannis has been brought to the injury report as a game time decision with some back soreness. It seems like he's still going to play, but just so that you guys know that he is on the injury report now. So we'll see if that ends up.
The bums on his team. Can you beat the Wizards? I'll stay.
Yeah, you guys keep them. You guys want to beat these motherfuckers without me, otherwise I'm flying back to Greece. Okay.
Who wants to sprinkle Derek White triple-double?
Yes.
I came to the right show. You came to the right show. Just
we
take
talked
the 8
about
and 8.
it, Chef.
Take the 8 and 8. Take the 8 and 8.
He's got to do something, right? He's that guy. JB is possibly a little bit injured, questionable. Yep. Like Derek White looked fantastic in the preseason. I mean, I don't have a lot of confidence in Peyton Pritchard, no offense, but Derek, this is his year. This is Mr. White's year, don't you think?
Chef, this team's running in transition. A lot of points. That means a lot. It's like everybody's hitting the glass. Everyone is going to be crashing the glass because we don't have a real big man.
Oh, we have a few games though, boys.
We got 400. We got 4 games left, and we got 20 minutes. So let's keep it moving. I know that Chef's probably got to leave here in the next 10 seconds too. Chat, keeping everything on track is wild around these parts, man. Especially when we got so many games and the vibes are high. Talking basketball again. All right, let's go to the Clippers taking on the Jazz. I don't know how much time we're going to spend on this one, but we'll get it up here anyway. Clippers, Jazz, 9.5-point dogs are the Jazz at home in their home opener. Clippers coming to town. We talked about this team being possibly inconsistent this year. We'll see if they can repeat what they did last year. Sauce Man, take it away. You like anything in this Clips Jazz game? One of my favorite plays is in this game.
I like the same thing you do, as I'm gonna kick it back to you. Send it.
Okay. So send chat if you didn't know. John Collins is now a member of the Los Angeles Clippers. He got sent away from the Jazz because he was too good at basketball. They were trying to tank, and so they sat his ass on the bench, and then they ended up shipping him to the Clippers. His 18.5 points and rebounds hit in 95% of games. It hit in 100% of the last 20 games last season. He had 22 points, 28 points, 29 points, 26 points, 17 points, 17 points, 17 points. You get the picture. John Collins is going to be starting for this Clippers team. I think he's going to be kind of a sneaky, really nice piece for this Clippers team all season long. And I think that there's ripe opportunity for him to get started tonight against the team that kind of sent him away. So I like the 18.5 PR. Take the point straight if you want to. Ladder opportunity out the ass. The line is too low. As long as he plays 25 to 30 minutes, should be absolutely free, especially with the incentive on the line. Second one that I like a lot, as long as this game stays close, and I do feel like the Jazz might fuck around and kind of stick around in this game, especially in their home opener. I really like James Harden's RA. I think he is also kind of ripe for possibly flirting with a triple-double as long as this game stays relatively close. Hit it in 4 of the 5 games to finish off the season, and he hit it in 3 of the 4 matchups with the Jazz last year, 7 and 10 and 17. 17 assists yet against this team. 1 game against them last year. So I like James Harden's RA as well.
So, quick question for you, then we can move off onto the game. In the preseason, Brook Lopez was taking a shit ton of threes as the first center off of the bench for the Clippers. Is that him fucking around in the preseason, or is that some like a sign of things to come? Because I know he can shoot it, but is that in the game plan for the Clippers?
Oh yeah, he's gonna let it fly. It's a different look from Zubac. It actually flips the other team on their head because now you have to play exact opposite. But Austin, thank you for reminding us we need to play from the Clips game. Before I talk about my play in this game, play from the Wiz game. Sorry.
Do you guys want to go take Giannis? Is that your play, Chef? Giannis for the
lay chef?
I think so.
You guys want to put Bub in there? Then?
Or just do Giannis assists, not even his RA, just do his assists.
Okay.
Should we just do Bub? You guys down with Bub's PRA then?
Yeah.
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do Bub's PRA from the last game.
Okay, and just quick because we can move on then. Ace Bailey, 11.5 points. I think that he is very, very good. He's got moves for days, counters for days. He's already got a bag that looks like a guy that's been in the league for 5 seasons. He's definitely going to be fantastic. I really think the 11.5 is crazy. I'm laddering it up in my private little corner.
And he's playing against 60-year-olds.
Facts.
If I ever get seen on one of these streams by one of these NBA players, I'm literally gonna act so brand new. Like I never said this stuff. I'm 60.
It's on live and in color, baby. All
All
right,
I gotta tip, boys.
Love you, Chef.
Thanks for being here, buddy. Love you, man.
I will have more time at a later date, but I appreciate you letting me jump on. So
hey, we'll see you tomorrow, big dog. We'll talk to you Thursday night.
Oh yeah, okay, perfect. Tomorrow. All right.
Love you, bud. Have a good one.
Bye.
Peace.
Okay. All right. Absolute goat. Drop it up for Chef. Let's go to one of the other games that's nationally televised. Very interested to see what you guys think about this one. Kipper Flag and Company taking on Wemby and Company. Battle of Texas in Dallas tonight in the American Airlines Arena. 2.5-point favorites are the Dallas Mavericks, 224.5-point total. I got no plays in this game, so I'll just tip it off to you guys. What are we thinking?
I have a play in this game that I don't think we're ever going to get again.
All right, now.
What is it?
Victor Wembanyama. I talked about this, that people have like to talk about KP and Wemby being unicorns, the only guys that get steals. I'm sorry, to get threes and blocks. No one else really gets that. But Wemby's going to do something this year that we've never seen. That's why I think he'll be MVP. He's going to get so many assists that we're going to see so many graphics of no one's had this many assists with this many blocks in his life. So I'm going Wemby, 5+ assists, plus 145. Generational season incoming for this man. Averaged 3.9 assists last year. But when the only time he was healthy last year was way before the All-Star break in December, when he averaged 4.8 assists per game and flirted with triple and quadruple doubles. So, bro, he had 7 assists in 16 minutes against that Chinese team in preseason. Yes, it's the Chinese team, but this guy is a 7'7" shot guard. So give me Wemby, 5 assists plus 145. I really, really love that play. I got a whole unit on it myself.
Nice. I will say too, just from the chat, I looked at his threes as well because he was hucking last year. And I think also watching Sangoon in the first game, and you're getting his 2.5 at a very playable number. He took 8 against this team when they played last year. He also, depending on, unless they change the strategy with Wemby this year, I think that he's going to probably take anywhere from 7 to 12 threes a game once again. And we only need 3. So I like that, but I love the assists. I think that's going to be a really ripe spot too. The one thing I looked at before I passed it to V, I kind of went on the other side. I was looking at the Mavericks. I know everybody's going to be running to want to take Cooper Flag in this game, which I get. There's a lot of really enticing lines for Cooper in this situation too, but it is his first game as an NBA player ever. So maybe there's a little bit of jitters. Maybe he's getting comfortable. I kind of like Anthony Davis in this game, boys. I like his RA, kind of with the same sort of logic as the Wemby thing. He's going to be a good rebounder in this situation. 13, 14, and 12 rebounds in the matchups against the Spurs last year, and that was all with the Lakers. But I kind of like AD. I think he's going to get a little bit forgotten here. They did talk about how they want him to kind of have a Jokic type role on this offense. We'll see if that ends up playing into reality. But I think his RA is a nice spot. 14.5, 15.5 for plus money.
Let's go.
I like that look. I have nothing in this one. I was looking at some Cooper Flag props. I looked at AD. I like the Wemby prop quite a bit at 5.5 assists too. Fuck.
Is that your saucy play, Sook?
No, we could go with something else. We don't need
I'm saying
it's your play. Do you want it?
If it's a saucy play, let's save it for that.
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying.
Ooh.
A little plus.
We got nothing else in this?
Might be nice.
I also kind of like Castle in this game too. But we'll see. His points was something I was flirting with on taking just because I do think he can start hot after what we saw from him last year. But this is another game I kind of just want to sit and watch and see what happens.
I like the ADRA look. If Sook wants to keep Wemby for the saucy 4.
Okay.
If you guys want a plus money play for this, Castle 2 stocks plus 150.
We don't need plus money.
I say plus money for the saucy
brother.
4.
Sook is all over the place now, chat. What are we doing?
I'm getting lost.
For a plus 150, he's like, no, we don't need to put a plus 150 in this. What?
Okay, where are we going then?
ADRA. 14.5.
Okay.
14.5. Should be a good game though. Banger game. Let's hope. Okay, let's move on and talk about how many games we got left. 2 games. Whew. Oh, we skipped the Bulls. We need to talk about this one. Bulls taking on the Pistons. This one should be a really good game. Got 3 games to go. We can get through it. Bulls, 2.5-point dogs at home, 236.5-point total. A little bit higher as we've expected. Bulls are going to be running and gunning. Cade and company coming to town. Sauce Man, what do you like in this game?
Real quick, Vooch assists over 3.5 at plus 130. He had 9 potentials last year against the Detroit team. Only hitting 2 of the 4 games, but he did have a triple-double against them last season. It has to do with Jalen Duren. He's one of the toughest centers to go up against, especially one-on-one. And not to mention that, but no Kobe White. No Kobe White means more touches for Vooch. More touches for Vooch means more assist opportunities. Hitting 4 of 6 games last year without Kobe White in the lineup. So give me the over 3.5.
I love it. I'm on this in a different way, though. I took his RA just to rope in the rebounds. He has had good rebounding numbers against the Pistons as well. He'll be having to deal with Duren down low, obviously. So I took the 13.5 rebounds and assists, but I really like the RA. I like the assist angle that you talked about as well for the pure success.
I also like Duren's assists on the other side, 3.5, also plus 150.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some great games against Chicago.
His RA looked very enticing to me too at 15.5 because of just his rebounding ability, but the assist is very enticing at the 3.5 for plus money. So, you got any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I love Duran. Honestly, I love him so much. It's happy to see that his double doubles minus 180. Very confused why that assist number is plus money, because we were taking it last year around that same place and it was not plus money.
I think it has to do with just the potentials, but a lot of his assists come right at the hoop. That's the thing. They're not like kickouts to threes. They're people that are standing right there. So a lot of them are just very like he has a very high ratio in terms of potential assists to actual assists.
Okay. Do we want to do Vooch or Duran for the slate lay?
We can do either one.
RA.
Let's do Duran RA. Yeah.
Okay. Duran RA. And then we got to go back because we didn't take one from, as Austin pointed out, from that Jazz game.
Oh, Ace Bailey?
Or John Collins.
Or John Collins. Both same line.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say John Collins revenge game.
Okay.
I liked it too a lot.
Duran assists and rebounds is 15.5 plus 100.
I'm not seeing lines for Duran right now. What's up with that?
I don't know.
I'm not seeing his RA as a straight that I can. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, there it is. 14.5. Okay. 14.5 for Jalen Duran. And then what do you want to do? John Collins? Do you want to do the PR or just the points?
Let's do just the points. 11.5.
Okay.
Next game?
Okay. I'm working on it. Where is he? There he is. It's actually 12.5 now, but that's fine. Okay, let's go to the last two games on the slate, the last two late night tuck us in pieces. Let's talk about the Blazers taking on the Timberwolves. Oh, baby, we're back. Excited to talk about this team, our pesky Portland Trail Blazers. 4.5-point dogs they are at home, bringing in Ant-Man and company. Over-under set at 221.5. I'll lead us off, boys. You don't need much from me on why I'm taking this prop. It's open late again, chat. It was closed for months, but now it's open again. Give me Denny Advia. I took his PRA in this spot. He's going to be starting for this team once again this year. I think we saw the ascension of Denny last year. You guys had fun with riding. He's open late, baby. Come on now. 31.5 is the PRA line that I got for him, hitting 9 straight games to finish off the season. Is it something that could not hit against the Timberwolves because he has not had success against this team? 100%. This is one of the better defensive teams, especially with their size. But I just think that Denny's going to have to score on this offense, especially with the Simons being gone. I know Shaden Sharp is going to have to score as well. But Denny, 31.5 PRA. Set it, forget it. I'm not going to overthink it.
Let's go.
I like it. I like it a lot. I think this Portland team's going to have a lot of fun this season. Sook, anything about Shaden Sharp in game one?
Excited to see. Chauncey said he's putting the ball in his hands this season more than ever, more playmaking duties more than ever. I'm very excited to see because I have the plus 550 for them to make the playoffs straight up, not the play in. That's dropped to 375. So I'm all over pesky Portland. Interested to see how the rotations are. No official plays.
I like it. I think on like that same side of the, it's funny. We all have plays on the Portland side of the ball, man. Like we're so fucking predictable. We're so predictable.
Sure.
I think that Klingane, 10 plus rebounds at minus 128. I like that one a lot. I think he's going to have to spend a lot of time near the rim with a guy like Rudy Gobert on the floor. We know he's not going to stretch the floor and make any effort to do so. I know they have the young guy, Hanson Yang, coming in there too, but I don't think he's going to see a shit ton of minutes on opening night. And I do think Klingane being in the starting lineup now with DA now in LA, it's a move that's Chauncey's made on purpose because he likes what he brings defensively and on the offensive glass. Is why I'm looking at this. I also think that Anthony Edwards, he's dealing with some back issues. Not to say he won't play, but it might affect his shooting just a tad bit. So we might be looking at some more guys to hit some shots and on the road to open up the season. I like Klingane to get 10 rebounds. Maybe if you want to sprinkle the double-double.
Mm-hmm. I like that too. Also, before we move on to the last game, which Sook is dying to talk about this game in the desert, I kind of like the Blazers, boys, to cover the 4.5, maybe even win outright. Home opener.
They play much better at home. They are a completely different monster at home.
Especially if Ant ends up sitting.
Yeah, and the line's either short, right? Or everybody is hyped on the Blazers like we are. And I think it's the first one, not the second thing.
Very interested to see what Drew does in this game. What kind of calm he brings to the starting lineup as well, and his defensive also aspirations too. So, or his defensive ability as well.
Between Thibault, Kamara, and Drew Holiday, they have 3 guys with multiple selections. Well, Tamani just got his first, but they have 3 guys that have been named all defense. This team is going to bottle motherfuckers up and absolutely make it a long night every time you're up in the Pacific Northwest.
Do you take the 4.5 from the slate leg, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down because Denny's going to be my saucy entry, of course. So, yeah. All right, I'm in. Let's go. Portland plus 4.5. Oh, it's plus 5 now. Even better. All right, last game. Oh, we made it. 7 minutes until the expected bets 4 guys take over. We will give you our saucy lay at the end of the show. We'll also do a giveaway. Reminder one last time, get with us on Twitch, twitch.tv/betting news to be entered in the giveaway on Twitch in honor of us smacking our parlay yesterday. But it's okay. We're just going to do it again. We're going to just keep doing it again.
Absolutely.
I got nothing to say about this game, so I'll just let Sook take it away.
Phoenix
minus 4, 229 point total against the Kings. Why do you like this game so much?
I have no idea why the Suns aren't considered to absolutely dog walk Sacramento, who is going to play Dario Saric and Devin Eubanks as their starting centers and backup center tonight. Those are not guys that should be in the association. I'm actually surprised they're still in the association. Hansen Yang, the aforementioned man from China that's in Portland, he only had one really good game in preseason, and it was when he was lined up with Devin Eubanks. Yang has a good potential in this league, but he is coming from the Chinese league. He's never seen proper NBA sets or anything like that. And he actually blew this Kings team up. Doesn't make any sense to me. The Phoenix should cover the -4. I honestly am so confused by this because I think Phoenix has absolute dogs on defense and Ryan Dunn and Dylan Brooks. They have 3 centers that should be considered rotational players in the NBA. This team really remade their team completely. And they have Jordan Ott, who everywhere he's gone, the teams have won. The teams have had good offenses. He was in the bubble with the Lakers. What happened there? Last year, he was the lead assistant for the Cavs, who had one of the best offensive efficiency of all time. Jordan Ott is an offensive mind, very young coach still, and he's been around, kicking around forever. I know we're spread for time, but last thing on Jordan Ott, he survived the Nets organization. He survived 4 head coaches. Why? Because he's an absolute offensive genius. I really like the Suns this year. I think they're going to surprise people.
I think that's huge when you survive head coach firings, and not just that, but I also think the fact that like the Suns, I think they finally got their guy, right? And not just that, but look at the Kings roster, boys. No Sabonis tonight. It's going to be Russell Westbrook, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan running loose in fucking Talking Stick Arena.
Dennis Schroeder too. Don't worry about the German. Let's just do Suns money line to close us out. Tuck us in.
All right, perfect.
Suns money line.
Tuck me in.
We'll tuck us in. Hey boys, 12 picks in every game, 1 pick in every single game. 118,324 is the odds on the slate lay. If you want to get frisky, I'm putting like a cup of coffee, like literally $2 on this.
Can I get an extra small cup of coffee on that, please?
Sure. There's the slate lay. Book it all individually. You do not have to play the slate lay chat, but we did give you picks in every single game, so feel free to do so if you want to. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. It'll go nowhere until we randomly hit one, and then it will go everywhere. Excuse me. All right, now let's close this out. We got the expected bets 4 guys taking over in just a few minutes. If you want to talk about some hockey, as the hockey slate is also ripe tonight as well. Those boys are going to be doing their first show right here on the program. Saucy 4 boys. We're starting off with Giannis, right? From Chef.
Yep. And you can throw in Evan Mobley right after that, 17.5.
All right, let me get Giannis pulled up here. Giannis rebounds and assists, 19.5. And then you said points, right, for Mobley?
Yeah. It might have moved to 18.5. I'm good there too.
Mobley for 18.5 points. Sook?
What did you guys like more, Wemby or Jovic?
Wemby.
Let's go Wemby.
Yep. Wemby assists.
Not that I don't like Jovic, but it just made me very horny when I heard it.
Horny. Shaq got horny too because we're talking basketball. Mm-hmm. Wemby assists 4.5, and then who's stuck in us in? You know who we're going late night? We're going to the West Coast. Those pancakes gonna be hot, chat. Denny Avdia, PRA. Let's get it. 31.5. Plus 15.08. That'll do. Wemby over 4.5 assists. Evan Mobley over 18.5 points. Giannis over 19.5 RA, and then Denny Advia over 31.5 PRA. That is your saucy 4. We smacked yesterday. Let's do it again today. We appreciate you guys for tuning in to talk basketball. We've got 2 more minutes. We're going to do the giveaway right now. You got the duckies pulled up, Sook, because we got to pass it off to these lads in just a few minutes.
I got you right here.
Drop a dub. Drop a dub. Drop a dub. Drop a dub. Got about 7,000 of you guys in here. We'd love to see it.
Go ahead and
look at all.
Give me that countdown.
Oh,
look at all those
let's
duckies. 3, 2, 1. Bang, 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 bang. Get after it. Got to play the music. Hang on.
Don't forget, chat. We got hockey talk coming right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, the debut, boys.
Debut. I'm expecting bets 4.
We got 4 games.
All right, who's making a move at 10 seconds here?
10 seconds. Who's moving? Oh, it's close. Close.
Chewy? Chewy! We know you're real, Chewy.
Let's go. Congratulations, Chew. Well done, sir. Thanks for so much for tuning in today, guys, for the All Sauce team. We appreciate you guys for kicking it with us for the last hour and a half. And as you guys mentioned, we got the first ever Expected Bets 4 right here on the Betting News Network. These guys have been rocking and rolling the last 2 years talking hockey. Super excited to have them as a member of the fam over here on the Betting News Network. That's just so. Go follow him on socials. That is Vsauce. Go follow him on socials. My name is Sweatpants Jesus. We go live every single Wednesday and Friday talking basketball in the NBA. We'll be posting the Saucy 4 on the timeline. Give us a follow at Your Betting News. Lads, you guys ready down there? You guys ready to get rocking and rolling? All right, let me get everything queued up for these guys. Don't go anywhere, chat. You got an hour of some awesome hockey content coming at you guys live. And this is the Expected Bets 4, lads.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome into Expected Bets 4, your go-to podcast for all things hockey betting. Our first live stream on the Betting News Network. Shout out to Betting News Network. Unbelievable. Betsky, you have been with them for a little over a year, 2 years now?
No, like 2 years and 2.5. I don't know. It's been a bit now, but yeah.
Yeah, super excited.
Good stuff. I mean, they're covering everything over here. So if you're just into the ice, start catching the other shows and, learn all about the NBA off the Sauce team. Tons of awesome NFL content and, of course, up your units for everything college.
Yeah, no, super excited. Franco, how we doing? We don't have to talk about the Flyers tonight, so I feel like we're already off.
Yes, that's a win. That's a win.
One thing to note, Vsauce here and producer Sook are both Calgary fans, which the Expected Bets 4 lore, if you've been following our show, a lot of Calgary fans don't necessarily love us.
How did we get past the vetting process on that one?
I know. We should have gotten booted right away.
God, they didn't watch that Calgary Flames team preview because, boy, those comments aren't necessarily polite. The Alberta natives don't love us. I'll put it that way. That's kind of the PG version. But who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? All right, we have a 3-game slate to get into today. Some pretty good games. But before we do that, Betsky, the return of Brad Marchand last night in Boston. I mean, pretty cool to see for a guy that's basically hated around the NHL by a lot of opposing fan bases. It was kind of cool to see that moment where it kind of all encompassed, kind of to see him as like a real individual person. And basically, I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. I don't necessarily love Brad Marchand or the Bruins, but it was a cool moment in the NHL.
Very cool moment. And apparently he's a big softie. Who knew?
Yeah, right? I didn't see that coming, but
I kind of did. I feel like
the DQ's getting to him. That's why. Too much dairy.
Yeah. Yeah, not enough whiskey.
Softy.
Too much soft serve.
Too much soft serve, for sure. Before we get into tonight's slate, just a reminder, you can scan the code below. Use code BNBOL55 for a 55% bonus on Bet Online. All right, 3-game slate. Let's hop into the first one. We have the Minnesota Wild. Sorry, go ahead.
Real quickly. This is taking the whole hour on 3 games, right?
I didn't want to bring that up too. I was going to say that when Sweatpants Jesus introduced us, he's like an hour. I was like, oh no, we haven't had a hard out in a very long time, and this is also the first show that I think we've actually started at 5:30. Normally we're like a 5:37, 5:38 type of show, but there's first for everything.
Just keep us on the rails, Gator. Just keep us on the rails. We'll be good.
Well, the Sabres are playing, so we're really in a tough spot tonight. All right, first game up, we have the Minnesota Wild taking on the New Jersey Devils. The Devils were -135. I'm not sure if that line's moved at all. Nico Daws is going to get the start for the Devils tonight, which I think is going to be a talking point as we get into this one. Played really well last season, 3-1-0 with a 1.6 goals against average, and a .939 save percentage. Gustafsson on the other side of things with a plus .04 goals saved above expected this season. Total set at 5.5 here. Betsky, any plays on the side or total? That total is like staring me in the face on this one, but I don't necessarily know if I want to jump in. I have another over that I really love, but I'm not sure if this is the one.
It really is. I even think I said earlier I like the over, but now that I'm seeing that was set at 5.5, I always get worried when there's goaltenders who are playing for their first game of the season. I get nervous when it's guys that you don't expect. This is a back-to-back situation, so you kind of want to jump in and think that Jersey may be a little tired, may play a little sloppy, especially because they had to travel across the border. But man, this does worry me a little bit. Minnesota's been struggling offensively. They got off the schneid, as Franco likes to say, the other night. But even then, how many goals did they have against the Rangers? Only 3?
I think it was only 3. Yeah, it's not like they tore it up or anything.
Yeah, but man, I do feel like this is one of those situations where if Minnesota can score, especially let's say in the first 10 minutes, it feels like it may become a race real quick, right?
It does. I mean, the Devils
shut it down.
The Devils 5-0 in their last 5 games have outscored opponents 21-11 during that span. Like we mentioned before, the Minnesota Wild snapped that 3-game losing streak against the Rangers in their last game. Franco, any plays on the side or total in this one for you?
This just feels like a massive letdown spot for Jersey, though, doesn't it? They beat the Leafs. Yeah. Keefe gets the win against his former team. I don't know. It feels like so trappy. Seeing Jersey at only -1. I'm seeing even -125 on some books. So I feel like this is one of those things where the easy play is to take Jersey, but it's going to be the Wild that take this game. So I'm kind of leaning a little bit towards the Wild for a side. I don't mind the first period over, though. -125 for over 1.5 in the first period. Nico Daws, I don't know what to expect from him, really. I think he's been decent to start the year, but let's be honest here. Devils on back-to-back, emotional win. They could come out a little bit slow, a little bit flat. Minnesota finally got some goals in against the Rangers. Yeah, it was only 3, but maybe they're kind of starting to build a little bit of confidence as well. So kind of instead of going for a side, I think goals early and maybe it kind of tails off late. So I think that's the way to kind of play it here.
Also, don't forget, Igor is probably the best goaltender currently.
By far.
Beginning of the season. Yeah. I know he leads for expected saves against. But I don't the unknown goaltenders I've learned over the years, it's so easy to want to hop on the other team just beating down on them. But when you have less film, when you don't know their tendencies as well, when you don't know how the system's going to play in front of them, and I always feel like the team will try to shelter them more in these situations. So Jersey had a big offensive output yesterday. Jack Hughes Hattie. Does that mean they turtle a little bit tonight to protect Dawes?
Yeah, could.
Yeah. I don't know. Shots galore, it looks like, in this game on terms of the New Jersey Devils side, but they are in a back-to-back, which does make things very, very intriguing. Franco, I'll go back to you. Any plays, any props that you like in this one?
Yeah, I have a few here. Some good prices, I feel like. Jesper Bratt for an assist is -118. He's been red hot to start the season. I do kind of want to tread lightly on it, though. This feels like one of those scenarios where he's hitting an assist in 4 straight, I believe, and now this is the game where he's going to score a goal. So I think I might kind of split up my bet a little bit on his goal as well, just to kind of protect myself. So that's what I'm kind of thinking there. On the Wild side, Joel Eriksson Ek for a point is as low as -132. That's not a number we see very often for him. Usually he's like a -150 to -190 type of player. Not the best start to the season for him. 2 points in the first 2 games of the season. Then he kind of went on a cold spell, 3 straight without a point. And then he recorded his first point again in his last game against the Rangers. He just recently got bumped up to the top line. Marco Rossi got bumped down. So he's playing with Kaprizov and Boldy, which is a plus as well. So yeah, him for a point at -132 feels pretty good, to be honest with you, just for the amount of minutes he's getting, top power play. And if we do think Minnesota is at least going to be somewhat productive, I feel like he's going to be one of the guys that's going to be involved.
Yeah, on the Devils side, Betsky, Luke Hughes comes into this one red hot in terms of the shot department. But is this one of those plays that we look at? We see a ton of green. Did we miss the train, or can we still hop on at the next station?
I definitely need to take a look here. Minnesota has traditionally been very leaky to defensemen for shots, but this year they are 18th, so a little bit lower than middle of the pack here. Yeah, maybe it is. I actually had him circled, but maybe this is a day to lay off, especially with the back-to-back, especially with that trend. But I can't blame you if you want
just to get 2. And that number is so bettable. That number is so bettable.
The volume is so
scary. The volume does scare me. Yeah, because he is. I mean, he's pretty much averaging 3 shot attempts every single game. I mean, it's not like he has a couple games where he spikes and he has 6. So he's been really efficient against them, or with his shots, I mean. And here's the other thing that worries me. Minnesota is allowing the second least amount of penalties right now so far this entire season. And last season, the year before that, that was one of those areas where they would take a lot of penalties and their penalty kill hasn't always been very good. Now, it's still 5th worst. So they are allowing a power play point on 66.7% of the power plays that they allow. Kind of going back to Bratt here. If you want a little extra spice here, if you're worried about the assist, his power play point is +200. And he's had a lot of success against Minnesota before. In his last 4 games against them, he has 6 power play points, missing in the last time they played and hitting in the previous 3 before that.
I like that price.
New Jersey's power play has been red hot, too. They have a goal in each of their last 5 games. So that gets into this conversation, right? You have the top line, Palat, Hughes, and Bratt, and then below that, Meyer, Hischier, and Mercer. So Hischier and Mercer are on the top power play unit with Hughes and Bratt. Mercer for a point tonight. He's been great. That line has actually been their best line in terms of expected goals for this season. I think that's enough. And that back-to-back, can you trust it?
I don't mind pivoting to that second line, especially with Eriksson Ek being on the top line. That is going to be the line that needs to match up against Hughes and Bratt. And it really makes me think, especially it being at home, that the Jersey Devils are going to be able to throw out Hischier and the Mercer and Mayer line against and some of the depth lines against Minnesota. Now, actually, the more I think about that, Hischier, being their best defensive forward, may actually get paired against the Kaprizov line more often than not.
That's what I would think. So they might be kind of out with if you think about it like that. Yeah.
So that does make me kind of, now that we're kind of chatting about this, that top line maybe absolutely roll.
Yeah, I think you just stick with them.
I got one. What about Timo shots? Because he kind of dudded last night. He has missed 2 times in a row now, but his history against Minnesota is very good.
Yeah, you have to take him up to 4.
It's just not bettable.
Yeah.
The other guy, though, was Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes' shots is bettable tonight. He's been great at home. He's hitting 3 straight this season, attempts 11, 6, and 11. Not great history against Minnesota, but Minnesota this year, 10th most shots on goal to forwards. I think Hughes is probably my favorite shots on goal look tonight on this Devils side. Very scary. He has done me dirty in the past. But sometimes you got to get over your fears. And I think tonight's that night. I think tonight's that night. I think I'm going to go with Jack Hughes. What's going on, Russ? Wild money line. Yeah. I don't hate it. I don't hate
it either.
No.
It's crazy to think, but especially it feels like Carolina, that game where they were undefeated going. I know it was against Vegas, which was a way different animal, but Jersey's just been so good. They have to lose eventually, right?
Agreed. And I think that little Minnesota losing streak coming to an end against the Rangers should get them going. This has been a long road trip for them, it feels too, but they have been underperforming so far to start the season. Kaprizov especially feels like he doesn't have quite that magic now that he's gotten the bag. This would be a big win for them, and the Central is getting tighter and tighter, and they are falling further and further behind because my boy Dylan Guenther getting that giant OT goal against the Colorado Avalanche at home, but that's a whole different story here. But yeah, plus 115 Minnesota really starting to get it right, playing against a goaltender. I mean, again, there's the question marks there. I feel more confident about a Minnesota money line at plus money than the over or under here.
I think that's the only look you're really going towards, right? Back to back, and goalie making his first start this season. I think that's enough to justify taking them at plus money. If there's ever a night to really fade this Devils squad. So any other looks?
That money line for the Devils is really fishy.
There's another one too that's next game. That money line makes no sense.
It looks like the easy choice, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like I felt like Colorado was similar last night, right? Like Colorado was minus 135, minus 140. Utah had a couple good wins against weaker teams.
Yep.
That seemed like the
but
easy.
They were only like
just
plus
click
115. Yep. I didn't want to
button.
take Utah last night because I didn't like the value on it because of the opponent. But I was
that's kind of like this. I mean, plus 115 isn't that great of a price for Minnesota. Just if we're looking at these two teams in a vacuum, they go against each other 100 times. Jersey's going to win the majority, but that's kind of how it goes sometimes.
Yeah. Any other plays in Minnesota, New Jersey?
I will point out that Stefan Nazin is making his season debut tonight. I am going to believe that he will move back up to that top power play unit because he was on it all last year, and Mercer will move off of it. So they're not going to give me his power play point, of course, because it's the first game back, but I might sprinkle his goal prop just because if we think that Jersey's going to score on the power play, he's a guy that's always that net front guy. We'll see if I'm right. I could be completely wrong and he doesn't play that much, but just another kind of like off the board value.
I'll jump on that a little bit too here. So that fourth line for Jersey looks really good with Paul Cotter, mother's fan of the podcast, by the way.
Shout out Paul's mom.
Yeah, and Glenn Denning. When I look at the bottom two lines for Minnesota, the Marcus Foligno-Hartman line looks pretty tough, but there's also Mr. Vinny Hinostroza somehow still in the NHL playing on a third line. And then that Urov, Trennan, Pitlick line, a little sticky there, but I know Urov has not been the prospect that this team was hoping he'd be at the start of the season here. I think they really were hoping he'd be more of a top six forward for them. Hasn't worked out. With the home mismatches, that fourth line for Devils looks kind of rocking. The other one, just to continue this conversation, Cody Glass has been kind of nasty for the Devils.
Love it. We're going down the board, baby.
I was going to say, you guys wanted me to keep you on the rails tonight, and we've already jumped tracks. We're talking about Cody Glass.
Yurov scored last game. So
he did
about getting off the schneid.
Yep.
All right, you never know what happens.
So did
Sometimes
Glass.
that dam breaks. So did Cody Glass. Here we go, baby. Let's hit a bunch of plus 500s.
Here we go. Welcome to Expected Bets 4. Yeah.
You know what? I think that Urov goal at plus 850 actually looks pretty solid.
Yeah, not bad.
Are you going to do your random goal scorer parlay tonight, Franco, for our first Betting News Network show?
I don't know if I like enough guys tonight.
Okay,
we'll see.
Well,
we'll see how saucy I'm feeling once we get.
We got time.
I was going to say, you got to ease the audience into that one. That's not a first show bet. All right. Any other looks in this one?
No, let's move on.
All right, let's do it. Next game up, we have the Detroit Red Wings traveling to Buffalo to take on the Sabres. Sabres minus 108, Detroit minus 112. This line is fishy because the Sabres were minus 115 earlier. The public kind of came back, hopped on the Red Wings, obviously deservedly so. They've won 5 straight, outscoring opponents 19-9. The Sabres 2-1 in their last 3 after dropping 3 to start the season. Colton Ellis gets his first career NHL start tonight in net for the Buffalo Sabres. Buckle up.
Man, it's another goaltending situation that's...
Yep.
Yeah. Let's just go in with a bunch of question marks.
And we still get to talk about Dustin Wolf too. I mean, what a night in net. It's really just a chef's kiss at this point. But Dylan Larkin has been
watching the NBA.
Of course, yeah. Little dual screen action tonight. Any looks on the side or total? This is rat line. Why are the Red Wings only minus 112 against the Sabres with a goaltender making his first career NHL start?
Yeah.
Maybe the books are just friendly tonight, guys. That's got to be it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
We're getting.
Oh, he was handy too. We see handy in a while.
Betting News Network. Get some.
I know. I love them all.
We'll figure it out one of these days.
Yeah.
Man, I mean,
are you touching this money line?
Well, you let us know. What do you think about it?
AHL guy.
Buffalo Sabres
Sabres picked him up recently. After we somehow signed Georgiev instead of putting him on a paid contract or professional tryout. That makes a ton of sense. So Kevin Adams, GM of the year, book it. I don't know. I mean, this Sabres defensive core has certainly looked better. I will give them credit. I think Timmins has fit in well with this team. Owen Power has looked much better. For whatever reason, Sabres fans just don't like him. I don't necessarily know why. He is very, very controversial in the Sabres Twitter universe. But I'm going to take the Sabres money line tonight.
Wow.
Books are telling you something. Sabres money line.
Wow.
That line shouldn't be what it is. Why is it that line? Why is it only minus 108? Give me the Sabres.
It's crazy.
I don't know.
Detroit's
do you have a strong conviction on this game, or am I just falling into the trap? And Detroit at minus 112 is the value of the century.
It's similar to Minnesota, right? Where it just doesn't seem like it's the right price given what these two teams are. So you might be right here. I don't know. The obvious pick is Detroit, but that doesn't always mean that's going to happen. I don't want to side here.
Yeah, the homecoming, that's always a great angle too. I mean, from Buffalo. Had some run-ins in Buffalo. Don't have to worry about that tonight. Patrick Kane.
Oh, yeah, no Kane.
Nope. People of Buffalo
fans.
People of Buffalo are safe tonight. We're good. Any props?
Measy, we did talk about that Devils game. We kind of lean Minnesota here. We think it's a little bit of a rat line for back-to-back -135 with a goaltender who hasn't started yet and the Minnesota team who just broke a losing streak and maybe getting a little hot.
In terms of props for this one, Larkin's been red hot to start the season. 11 points in 6 games. Zach Benson, 6 points in 3 games since his return. That top line of Benson, Kulich, and Thompson, I was kind of bummed they took Tuck out of that line, but Lindy Ruff has really, really placed an emphasis on getting Kulich minutes and trying to kind of develop him. The line looks okay. Benson for a point still looks unbelievable. It's -130-ish tonight. I don't know why you would stop riding that. The Sabres offense has kind of picked it up. They had chances in the last game, but at -130, I think that line's just too good to pass up.
Is there any reason not to stack Benson with Tage too, if you're going to do it just to get extra value?
Yeah, doesn't hurt. No, I mean, Tage for a point tonight's -185. That number's been dropping. Tage necessarily hasn't been putting up numbers that he used to do or that he was putting up last season. Benson -125 for a point. I mean, you can take Benson straight up. It's not like a number that we need to find a pair with. But if you are going to pair him, I think Thompson goes well with him. Any props for you? I mean, Josh Doan has been unbelievable for the Sabres. Continue to ride his shots are now at 3.
Yeah. And I wanted to comment on this. There are a lot of nice 1.5 guys tonight, and talking about shot on goal props that are set at 1.5 or used to be in the case for Josh Doan here. I like trying to find the guys who potentially could get to that 3, because then you can maybe combine a couple of those 1.5 guys or guys, again, who used to be 1.5 and then they get bumped up, bring them back down, combine a couple, get like a nice +300 value parlay on maybe like 3 of those guys and then ride them up. So we brought up Luke Hughes earlier. He is a great option for 1.5, not a great option to go higher than that. This game, however, has 3 that I circled, Josh Doan being the first one, who I think at 1.5, maybe just him and Hughes, if you want to play it, maybe that you guys are safest options here. Those may be the 2. But then Emmett Finney, who is on the top line for Detroit, has been really firing. He's one of those guys that could get higher into that 3 range. And then Sider for Detroit's been starting to shoot quite a bit too.
I had him on my list as well. Sider hitting each of his last 4 against the Sabres, coming off 2 and 3. His attempts have been solid as well. I really like Sider tonight. And then I'm looking at the shots against. Sabres have allowed the second most to defensemen this season. So Sider's definitely going to be on the card tonight at that 2 mark.
I'm going to circle back and go back to Emmett Finney for a little bit more here. In his last 3 games, he had 2, 3, and 4 shots on goal off of 2, 3, and 5 shot attempts. This is, again, a rookie who is getting more and more used to the NHL. We don't have any historical data against Buffalo, obviously, but I think you guys pointed out earlier that somehow, some way, Buffalo has been really good against defending the crease, which means the center position. They have not been, or
no, they have. It just makes no sense.
That was
they have. It's just I don't get it.
It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense, but that's what the chart says.
So if you want to lean into that, that means maybe Larkin is a guy to fade on the Detroit side for the shots department.
Yeah, go for the wingers.
I don't, and I think Marco Kasper is the second line center, who I don't really want to bet on for shots on goal. I don't even know they do give you him. Yeah, he has one shot in the last 4 games, so definitely we'll be skipping that. But that may mean lean a little bit heavier on the wings, not the Red Wings, but the wingers of the wings.
Finney's fresh off a 2-goal game as well, so you know how it goes. Like you get 2 goals, you finally get your first goals in the NHL. You score 2 in that game. I could see him firing again coming into this game, feeling good about himself, right?
He wants it in his veins. More goals.
The only issue with fading Larkin is his history against the Sabres is so good.
Mm-hmm.
His attempts have been so good this season. He's coming off a miss at 2 where he had 7 attempts. His away splits are concerning, though. That is the one area that I will kind of put a hand up, and I don't get it necessarily. In his last 20, just ran 45% at home, 50%. So I guess like when you look at a larger sample size, it's not a ton, but you usually want to get that guy around 50. And so I don't know. Larkin's up for debate at this point. Kulik for a point. I don't hate that as well. That's a great point. He's been an interesting character for this team.
Would you expect the McLeod Doan tuck line to be against the Larkin line?
I think it has to be.
Yeah. And maybe that's where we need to consider Larkin as a fade for the shot department, not necessarily points here. But if they get that pairing or that line against them for most of the night, they may be able to stuff Larkin a little bit, which, again, makes me like Emmett Finney a lot.
Yeah. No, I really like Finney. I'm just going through the other lines here. Yeah, I don't really see who else would match up against them, that top line. So it's going to have to be McLeod. They're not going to put Ostlund out there with Quinn and Zucker. Quinn has been a disaster for the Sabres this season. Kulik then at that plus 125, I don't hate. At Sabres money line. But I do like Seider on that 2 mark. Finney at that 2 mark. I have those 2 circled. Benson again for a point.
And then
Yeah,
I like Benson point a lot.
I
think Benson assist is worth a sprinkle as well.
Yeah.
All of his points so far have been an assist. Again, that could be a little trappy, but plus 160 for an assist for him feels really nice.
Now, let's talk about goaltenders here. We have the big unknown of Colton Ellis on Buffalo, but is John Gibson just as big of an unknown for Detroit? This is a guy who gave up 5 goals against Montreal in game 1 and then has won his past 2 games with a .94 save percentage. But this is an older goaltender who's kind of getting a new lease on life in Detroit. But Talbot's been kind of the man. I suspect Gibson's going to kind of have a roller coaster year, but I could be wrong, obviously.
I feel like it's too early in the season to think like that. Maybe I'm wrong. But I could see him breaking down as the season goes on.
That's going to be the phrase of the night.
Yeah, Gibson minus 1.1 goals saved above expected this year. Look at his last 2 starts. Tampa Bay, who's kind of gotten off to a slow start. Edmonton's offense hasn't necessarily gotten rolling either, right?
Yeah.
Sabres are kind of playing like they have nothing to lose at this point. They have a rookie goaltender. Gibson, the Sabres play their best when they just go out there and play pond hockey. Limit the systems, just let them go fly around, let them score 6, allow 5, and it's just a fun hockey team to watch at this point. The total being at 6 on some books, I'm trying to pull it up now for what that line is. Minus 115 to the over on BetMGM.
Love that. I love that with the push potential.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I think that's definitely worth a consideration tonight.
Yeah, both of these teams can score. Both of these teams can be leaky. I think I lean Buffalo money line the more we're talking about this too.
Oh man, everybody's gonna be on.
Join me. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
No,
the books are trying
really
to bait you
doesn't.
into that minus 112 line on Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a terrible clip once the Sabres get shut out 7-0 tonight. This is going to be a terrible, terrible clip. But we're going to have to go from there. Any other looks in this one before we move on to our last game of the night?
Where are our Axel props, man? I need some Guns N' Roses in my life, some pucks and sticks in my life.
You can get Larkin and Raymond for a point at minus 105.
Yeah.
Despite what we're saying, I feel like that's a really good price.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's worth at least a little something.
They finally put JVR on the bottom line. Thank God.
Is he still on the top power play? No, second power play. All right.
Nope.
Good.
They figured it out.
They're like, oh,
hey,
he's kind of old.
Put our good players on the top power play unit and our 35-plus-year-olds down on the line.
All right, I got one for you. I got a proposition for you guys. What about Colton Ellis over 24.5 saves?
That right there. Sorry, that Nicholas Handy comment right there, man.
Yep. Getting to this, the line did move. The Sabres are now minus 115. Red Wings minus 105.
Yeah, it was minus 108 and it moved to minus 115.
Yep.
So there's money going all towards Detroit,
Sharps.
but the line, yep.
Sharps on the Sabres tonight.
So, as a way, what I was about to say, as a way to not have to take the Sabres money line, because that's a horrifying prospect, right? What if you take Ellis's saves? Again, kind of like what we thought with the Winnipeg Jets game against the Flames a couple nights ago, where we took Dustin Wolf's saves, right? Detroit just can't score for whatever reason. It's like a 1-0 game or 1-1 game. Detroit's just throwing puck on net. This guy's standing on his head. 24.5 saves seems a little light. Obviously, if he gets wrecked, we're just toast. But
then the money line's probably toast too, though.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
The Sabres. That is the angle. Detroit is averaging 27 shots on goal per game, which is good for 18th, but Buffalo is allowing the third most.
Sabres are giving up a ton of shots. So again, if they're not allowing shots from the slot area, right? It's going to be a lot of low danger BS shots coming in. Nice and easy saves for this kid.
Oh, baby.
Plus 105. Not too bad.
Colton Ellis, what, over 24.5?
24.5.
How far are you willing to ladder it?
I don't know if I want to do that, but Detroit, like I looked at their game logs while you guys were talking. They've been a little up and down as far as their consistency getting a ton of shots. But again, if we think that this is a game Detroit could potentially be losing at some point, that's what we want, obviously. This is the way to kind of pivot off of the Sabres money line. That way we don't have to worry about some sort of nonsense late in the game.
It could be my favorite play of the night. That could be the play of the night. Sider 2, Finney 2, Colton Ellis saves.
No Doan 2, huh?
If we're sticking with the Detroit shots theme.
Yeah, just shot.
Whoa, there I go.
Yeah.
Hey, my camera has been hell.
Technical difficulties on day one.
Spooky Betsy right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, Betsky tries to figure out some audio issues. There he is. Camera issues. Let's move on to our last game of the night. Montreal Canadiens taking on the Calgary Flames. The Flames are minus 108 currently. That line has moved. Montreal minus 112 again. Rat line.
Is this a
line
night? 3-dog night, man.
The Sabres aren't dogs.
Parlay all three. Well, dogs in the mind of like what the consensus would say. How about that?
Yeah, Minnesota, Buffalo. Yeah. Is this the first night we're high on Calgary?
Take all three and parlay them.
Yep. Buffalo, Minnesota, Calgary.
Yeah.
Just rip Jeremiah as a bullfrog all night long while you're watching these guys.
What if we just become
right,
massive Flame fans after
we
this
just
night?
talk about the Flames, though. No. Nope. Not going to happen. Flames have lost their last 6 games after winning their first one. Montreal 5-1 after dropping their season opener. Again, this line makes no sense. Dustin Wolf dead last in the NHL in goals saved above expected with a minus 7.9.
That's unexpected.
We talked about regression, and looked what happened, Flames fans. Get in those comments. Get in those comments and weep. Don't care. But I still haven't cashed my bet yet, which makes me very, very nerve-wracking, of Calgary Flames under 11.5 points in October. If they win out, I lose this bet. Yeah, I know. It's still making me so nervous to like fully embrace the villain role here, because I know in the blink of a second, I could be November and I could be sitting there with a ticket on DraftKings that just says lost. Letsky, any plays on the side or total on this one?
I do like the Flames here a little bit. I do.
It's so crazy.
It's just I know.
Why do we get this slate for the opener here?
It's always it's tough because like San Jose is kind of a similar situation where you're like at some point here they have to win, but they continue to lose. The goaltending, though, we have a guy who's proven himself in this league at least once for one season, and obviously goalies are voodoo; they go up and down season. But man, I feel like this is a Flames night. I think that roster is just so much better than San Jose overall.
Yeah, I mean, Kadri was hurt to start the season. That wasn't ideal.
No. I mean, the blue line.
Any looks for you? Are you buying this Flames hype, I guess, that we're talking about tonight? This makes no sense.
I think you just have to take these teams with the numbers that are being given with you tonight and just hope it's 3 games, right? Hope you go 2-1. If you go 3-0, hell yeah. I think you just take them all. Like the way that these numbers are being laid out, it doesn't make any sense. And maybe we're gonna look stupid tomorrow. I don't know, but
yeah.
I think it's one of those times where you
could look like the fakest sharps out there.
But it's 3 bets, right? Like if I go 0-3 on them, it's not going to kill me completely, right? But if we end up 3-0, we look like geniuses tomorrow. So hopefully it's that one.
It's a science project.
Yeah, for science.
Yep.
Yeah, we're either getting an A+ or an F.
Yeah,
there's no in between on this one too. After how fake sharp we sounded, or maybe we're just really
down
sharp.
The middle. Yes. We're either outsmarting the professor or
yeah, exactly. Any props? I mean, bet Franco. You talked about Caulfield at that 3+ mark. Demidov for a point. He's gotten hot. I don't hate that look tonight. That might be one of my favorite plays in this one.
I don't know about that.
Franco, you kind of called his resurgence on our Monday episode.
Yep.
What are you looking at for tonight in terms of props?
I'm going to start with one off the board here. Joel Farabee shots.
Yes.
Over 1.5. Oh, yeah. We're talking about Joel Farabee today because that's where we're at. Over 1.5. It's minus 145, so a little juicy. But, again, another nice piece, parlay piece type of guy. Last 3 games, he's his line. He's had 4 and 3 in 2 of those 3 games as well. Ton of shot attempts over the last 3 games as well. Playing on the top line. I watched a good amount of that game because I was rooting for saves for Dustin Wolf. And every stoppage, it was off a Farabee shot attempt. Farabee shooting, Farabee firing, looking to get a goal, I feel like. So I'm willing to take him at 1.5. Probably with another piece. I got to figure out where I'm going to go with it. Maybe I'll do him and Dobson or him and Doan or something like that at 2. But I'll take him up to 3 as well for a little bit of plus money.
Cider at that 2 mark. Doesn't look bad.
Yeah,
Betsky,
I
any
gotta
props
what my
for you?
favorite 2 was, but here you go.
I feel like this is a good spot for Kadri.
His shots aren't bettable at that 3, though, right? You have to take him at 4.
I'm fine with stapling the point on, especially if we're leaning into the Calgary money line here. Really decent head-to-head numbers with 4 points in his last 4 games against Montreal. Missed his last game, though. If I feel like even if Montreal pulls this one out, you're going to have to see some life from Calgary here, right? This is a really disappointing start. So he had 9 and 5 shot attempts his last 2 games and hitting both against pretty tough opponents here. I just feel like leaning into Kadri a little bit feels right on the Calgary side. I kind of like Coronado too. Scoronado.
Yeah. Caulfield at 2. I don't know if we brought that one up already yet, but that's another
shots, right?
Yeah, over at 2.5. Yeah, that 3+ mark looks unbelievable. Great history against Calgary itself, and then his away numbers are just insane. I don't know if he hates the Bell Center or what, but his road splits are unbelievable. Not great in his last 2, going off 1-1, but going back through his historical trends, he rarely misses 3 games in a row. So give me Caulfield at that 3+ mark. Calgary also allowing the 3rd most shots on goal to forwards this season. So that's one of my favorite plays for tonight. Any other looks in this one before we dive into our parlay of the night?
I do like Noah Dobson 2 shots as well. That's another one. He's been kind of up and down the start of the season. But again, if you're looking at the historical data against them, he's hit and he's had a ton of attempts versus them. So he could be another piece at the 1.5. Again, not really bettable, -170, but another piece kind of when we're talking about like parlays and stuff at the end here. Guys you can kind of piece together to make a nice plus number.
Yeah, part of the 1.5 guy crew.
Yep.
That 1.5 guy crew looks unbelievable tonight.
Yeah, it does. I wish I had a better feel for Calgary because if we're leaning in on a win here, I really feel like there's going to be some value left on the board in the point side of things. But I just don't have the most confidence in which line to turn to because none of them have really been hot. My gut says that Blake Coleman Backlund line could do some damage tonight, but they have not been the best. Coleman only has 2 points this season, one coming from the first game. Where is Backlund?
Well, do you want me to go into this angle that I like?
Yeah.
Coronado. I think you brought him up for a point, right? He's on that top power play unit. So Calgary's power play hasn't been terrible. They have a point in 2 of their last 3 games. Montreal's PK has allowed a goal against in every game but one against the Sabres, where they only had 1 penalty kill opportunity. Montreal takes a ton of penalties, at least 2+ in every game this season, outside of that Buffalo game, as I mentioned before. You're getting Coronado on that Coleman and Backlund line, which has looked really good. Coronado on that top power play unit as well. Might be some value to be had there.
Yep.
Like it. I will also add Dustin Wolf saves is at 22.5. So I'm going right back
to under goals against over.
For whatever reason at home, Calgary just loves giving up shots. If you look, he's another guy. It's similar to the Caulfield thing. You put him to away, you're like, oh, it's not that good, and then you put him at home, and bam, there it is. So they're also giving up about 4 power play opportunities a game, and their penalty kill has been pretty damn good to start the year. So, again, that kind of helps out with it. So, shots and shots and shots.
Love it.
Yeah.
Any other? Actually, we'll go through briefly, Franco, before we get into the parlay of the night. I guess you can talk about 1 or 2 of your favorite plays in just each game that we've talked about this season for everyone who kind of joined late.
Yeah, I think just in general across the money lines for tonight, I think we all kind of agree that we're gonna try to take the teams that aren't the obvious ones, as we'll say. So I'm leaning Wild, Sabres, and Flames tonight. I might wrap them all in a little parlay and have a little bit of fun with that. But as far as the game to games go, I like the first period over in the Wild Devils game. I think the rest of the full game stays under, but I like that first period over. And Joel Eriksson Ek point at -132 feels like a really good price there. For the Red Wings and Sabres game, I think Benson point and maybe Sprinkle's assist prop at +160 feels really nice. And I love that save prop for the rookie goaltender there for Buffalo. So I'm gonna grab that. And then in the Canadiens Flames game, I'm gonna go with that Farabee 2 and 3 shot total there for him, and probably do something with Dobson and Caulfield as well. I just can't figure out where I'm going to go with their shots as far as, their numbers aren't quite bettable. I think Caulfield's like -145 and Dobson's like -170 for 2. So I'm going to piece them together and get some plus money there somewhere, probably in this parlay that we're going to put together. And also Dustin Wolf saves at 22.5.
Love it. Betsy, what are your favorite looks for tonight's slate?
Yeah, I am going to go with a little bit of lengthier plays here on some of these. I really like the idea of that Brought power play point plus 200. If you want to play it a little bit safer, you could do his assist, or you could always do him plus Jack Hughes for a point. I was initially kind of leaning into that Heischer line. Not saying that they can't get it done tonight, but that Hughes line may get some good mismatches here. Oh, what's up, Paul? Love that Benson point as well. Love the Ellis saves as well. I'm going to probably do some sort of combination of Finney 1.5 and Doan 1.5, and then maybe take them both at 3 as well for shots. Oh, I just took this. I just did a little dash, nothing more than a happy hour Coors Light pint on Yurov goal at +850. He just scored last game. I think that is really, really nice value. Again, this is a former first round pick, big Russian. Minnesota is really hoping this guy becomes a top 6 forward. So maybe he strings 2 goals together tonight. And then really the only thing that stands out to me a bunch from that Flames game is Kadri 3 shots and a point for +116. I don't mind Coronado point as well. And then, we'll figure out what to do with Cole Caulfield here.
Yeah. In terms of my favorite plays for tonight, Jack Hughes at that 4+ mark. Absolutely love it in that Minnesota Wild, New Jersey Devils game. Sabres money line. Sider at 2 shots, Finney at 2 shots, Benson point, and Colton Ellis over 24.5 saves. I think that's going to be on everyone's card, and I think that's probably our favorite play of the night, dare I say?
Yeah, across the board, that's probably all 3 of us agreeing on one thing, yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. And then in terms of the Habs Flames game, Slavkovsky maybe at that 2 mark, Caulfield at 3, absolutely love, and then Coronado for a point. I kind of talked myself into that one. All right, a few minutes left. Let's get into our parlay of the night. In terms of boosts across the major books, DK has a 50% profit boost on same game parlays tonight. FanDuel has a 30% profit boost on games tonight, but our favorite book is Bet Online. You can use promo code BNBOL55 for a 55% deposit bonus. Scan that QR code above. Be sure to check them out. All right, parlay of the night for everyone new. At the end of every live stream,
Paul wants to know how sorry our favorite teams are.
Oh, Paul.
This is the trio of just despair.
We're
Paul.
the trio of pain right here.
Yeah, mine's
Trio
finally
of
turning
sadness.
around.
Yeah.
But mine doesn't exist
Yeah.
in my state anymore, so it's still sad. So, yeah, I'm a Coyote / Mammoth fan. Mammoth are looking sharp though, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I am going to shout out Fam here. I always pick one team from the East to kind of follow. I think I'm going to get on the Lumbus bus.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Flyers
fire
fan
those
here,
cannons.
unfortunately. So, yep, lots of pain and
You
suffering.
got 5 years of talking, buddy.
And yep, plenty more.
Yeah.
Where that came from.
And I am a Buffalo Sabres fan, just to round out the real pit of misery that is this podcast. We can't have anything nice in terms of the NHL. So
And that's
really
why we know
great,
the other teams well.
Yeah, and I think honestly that's why it works, is because all of us just rely on gambling as their kind of source of happiness for the NHL in itself, not on our team's performance. I think that's kind of how we look at this. All right, parlay of the night. Boys, let's get into it. Betsy, what is your favorite look in tonight's slate?
I'm going to put Yurov goal. Just kidding.
Start
Yeah.
off with a bang.
Yeah, it's a sad group.
I mean, I feel like Cole Caulfield shots feels really good here. I want action.
Yeah,
on
I love it.
I am not
I love
on
it.
him yet,
I'm going to take it
so
as a straight tonight too. I absolutely love it. I'm fine with adding Caulfield at that 3+.
he's out of straight territory now. So
No, he's not. No, he's not. When you go to that over/under tab, he's -148 under that plus 150 or -150 mark. Sneaky.
Okay.
Franco, what are you looking at tonight for your best bet? So right now we have Cole Caulfield at 3+.
Give me Dobson.
2
shots.
2+. Yeah, 2+. Sorry.
Okay. Noah Dobson at that 2+ mark. Where is it? -175.
Let's hear it.
I like Cider. At 2.
Oh, that's not what I was expecting.
Tage Thompson, anytime goal scorer.
No, I thought you were going to go Benson Point.
I could. I mean,
But
Cap
I'm
wants us to
excited
do a
too.
1-2-3 lay.
Trust your gut. Trust your gut.
Yeah.
I'm just checking the DK boost. I don't know why it's not working.
Yep. Suzuki Point's not bettable as a straight, but if you staple him with
Yeah,
Caulfield
it's a piece.
tonight, I think I don't even know if that's bettable. I mean, some of those prices on Caulfield Suzuki Points are just absolutely insane. So right now, Caulfield at 3+, Noah Dobson at 2+, and Sitter at 2+. That's +70 right now, but with that 50% profit boost, it's gonna be a little bit larger. Any other plays we want to add, change? We got a few minutes.
Want to add a fourth?
Ooh. Do we add a 4? What was the number?
I mean, we could.
What does it come out to?
+270, but I didn't add the boost yet.
I don't know
that's
why it's not letting me add the boost.
50%.
Click another
So it should round.
click another leg and then remove it immediately. It likes to do that sometimes.
What?
Okay, maybe it's because I didn't do the same game.
Let's see. Cider to
Sutter 2, Dobson 2,
Oh,
and
yeah,
Cole Caulfield at 3.
Huh. I'll figure it
Not
out.
working?
maybe it
I'll
has
figure
like
it
4
out.
legs.
No, it said only 3.
Unacceptable. Minimum
Interesting.
total odds plus 300. That's
There
why.
we go. That's it. So we do need to add a fourth.
All right. Cool.
Benson Point.
Wait.
I don't mind staying
All right.
out of the doubles game if we want. Or Erickson Eck Point, actually.
We've talked
I
about it enough.
really like that.
Yeah. Erickson Ek points all right. Doan 2.
I'm fine with that too.
Finney 2. Just depends.
Erickson Ek point. We got angles in all 3 games. That's plus 488 without the boost.
There you go.
For which one?
Adding Erickson Ek.
I like that.
With Erickson Ek point. All right, let's do it. Erickson Ek, 1+ point.
So it's plus
Sider,
733.
2+ shots. Noah Dobson, 2+ shots. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Love it. All right. Anything else before we wrap up today?
I think I'm going to do a Yurov Nazen goal parlay.
Nice.
See you at the window.
Filthy.
All right. We will post our graphic on the @ExpectedBets4 Twitter account. We appreciate everyone for tuning in today. Over 11,000 people checking us out, hopping into our first show on the Betting News Network. So thank you to everyone who has joined. In terms of our socials, @ExpectedBets4 on YouTube as well. We're trying to grow that channel. Tons of great content. We go live a few other days of the week over there. So come join us on our YouTube channel and Twitter. I'm Gator Betting. Not according to this. We'll have to work on our graphics for next time. I'm Gretzky Betskis. That's Gator Betting. That's Franco the Banker. Maybe we'll just switch it up every time. Yeah. But once more, we really appreciate everyone for tuning in. Shout out to Betting News Network. Shout out Bet Online. Use that code below, BNBOL55. All right. We will talk to you guys next week. See ya.
What you know about rolling down in the down in the now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. Rolling. What you gonna do? Rolling. What you gonna do? Down in the rolling. What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit. What you know about